You're watching the Action Sports Jax 24/7 network. Now it's time for the Brent and Austen Show.
Oh, yeah, it's almost go time. Jags will be in teal on Sunday, and it'll be a teal out at the bank. They want everybody wearing teal. I would imagine around town today, this is the part that I really enjoy, and I think it's fun. I would imagine if you go to just about anywhere, from a Publix to a Winn-Dixie to a high school and elementary school, there's teal all around town, which is it's fun. That's what happens when you get the playoffs, and what the cool thing is that's just going to ramp up if they win. It just keeps getting bigger and bigger and bigger. Will they win? That is the question. I think it's a fantastic football game we've got coming up on Sunday. Brent Martineau, Austen Lane. Kasey's going to stop by early today. So is Hamby. He's here. Mitch Morse is going to stop by the show. And Morse is an interesting figure with this game, I think, because he played for Buffalo, came down to Jacksonville for a year, and now he's doing some podcast stuff of his own. So it'll be good to catch up with Mitch, see what he thinks about this football game. Knows him so well, knows both quarterbacks very well, and obviously knows, I think, a lot of the pieces of the Jacksonville Jaguars, and can break down the game a little bit for us as well. We're still talking about Jim Nantz. Enjoyed that conversation yesterday, and you can go check out the full conversation on YouTube from yesterday as well. What you got? You got a good feel?
It's been a long week.
Getting nervous? It's been a long week. I saw somebody said that.
Seriously.
Yeah.
Get here already.
Yeah, it does have a little bit of that feel. And I can only imagine if the Jags had played on like Saturday last week.
Oh, yeah, man.
The Saturday game trying to get to a Sunday, or what if you're playing
the Monday night game?
Right, playing that Monday night game. Yeah. It is a long, long wait, but hopefully worth the wait. I really think this is going to be an entertaining game. Mm-hmm. I think that'd be my biggest disappointment if it's just kind of like a dud of a game.
Yeah,
I don't think that's where we're going here.
No, I mean, you have to really worry about the weather at all, even though there's a cold front, quote unquote, coming in. So Bills fans are all excited about that. But no, this has all the makings like to be, I think, a high scoring affair, and I think a showcase of, a quarterback that's won an MVP, that's regarded as one of the most elite quarterbacks in the NFL, and a quarterback right now that is playing at probably the hottest level in Trevor Lawrence. So it has all the characteristics to be a fantastic game.
I was thinking of this this morning. I was like, okay, what haven't we really talked about? I think we've probably talked all around this football game, especially from the Jags side. I mean, we do that anyway. And the Bills, we've even leaned on that a bit. But I was thinking this from a bigger picture standpoint, and I try not to get too carried away with it, but I think it's real time and worth at least noting before the game is played. If the Jags were to lose this game, what's the story next week? The story is, well, that was a hell of a year, and it took a step, and that's a good football team, and they've been there before, and that's why I think there's pressure on the Bills more to win this game. But I also don't think it's a gravy game for the Jags because I think it's opportunity knocks. I always go back to 2023, and I think the biggest disappointment, I remember going that clean out of the locker room, well, it was just like the opportunity that they missed. All they had to do is beat Tennessee in the last game of that year. You're in the playoffs. You're healthy. Who knows what happens after that? And you go to the playoffs 2 years in a row, which hadn't happened, I think since the late 90s, right? So in like 25 years. They missed that opportunity, and they didn't get it done. I feel like this is an opportunity because the Jags are playing so well. They feel like they're a really good football team. So you don't want to miss that because you're overall pretty healthy. Your quarterback's playing really well. You don't have some glaring weaknesses. And some teams do this time of year. Some teams you just have a glaring weakness that it's going to be tough to overcome. That's not the case in Jacksonville. So they might be one of the best teams in the league. So take advantage of the opportunity. And then the last part of it for me is this is where legacy does get built. And we don't think about that at all in Jacksonville. But you're talking about a new regime that is off to a 13-4 start in AFC South champs. That's a hell of a start.
Yeah.
And so whatever you do from here just adds to that resume. And sometimes when you get off to that kind of start, that's just who you become. And I think Sirianni is a good example of this. What they've done in Philadelphia, they combined it all clicking with a very good roster. They kept building that roster. They just keep winning. And now it's been a handful of years for Sirianni to really get off to a hell of a start to his career. I'm not telling you that Liam Cohen's going to be one of the great coaches of all time when this is all said and done, but the resume, it really starts to build for this entire group.
Yeah, I mean, listen, I'm not even trying to think about a loss right now, but if you want to go down that road, yes, if the Jaguars do lose, I mean, you can put a bow on it and say that it was a hell of a season and they achieved every single expectation, whether it was the offense, the defense, Trevor, like everybody I think shined. You know, maybe the only expectation, like Brian Thomas Jr. didn't do as good as we thought he was going to do,
that's a good point.
But that's okay, man. Like, yeah, I think there'll be some intrigue then for next year, pending that he's on this team. And I think that if you're a Jaguars fan, you like the fact of, okay, well, you didn't have your first-round draft pick this year, arguably your best cover corner on the team. He didn't even play for, you know, a majority of the run. So there's a lot of things to like going forward. And I get, like, you know, every team's door is different in terms, or the window is different in terms of how much, you know, time you have to try to go to a Super Bowl. And I get it. In Jacksonville, it felt like in 2017 – that window was going to be open for a while, and it closed shut with literally a couple months. So I don't think that's the case. I think going forward, Liam Cohen, Tony Baselli, James Gladstone, they're doing things the right way. And I think now we're talking about consistency in terms of no matter what happens this season, next season there's going to be expectations that, hey, let's go ahead and try to do this again.
Let's get everybody in here on this. Come on, Kasey, jump in. Hamby, what do you think, man? Like I just succinctly tried to say on social media.
We have breaking news.
What the hell is that?
The Jags are now favored in this game.
I did see the line shifted. That's on Hard Rock. I also saw like Buffalo was favored by 1.5 on ESPN.
Yeah.
I think it's moved as well.
That's
I mean,
moved
look,
too?
but yeah, definitely on Hard Rock.
Sharp's coming in, huh?
Jaguars are
really
now
worth
the
that
favorites.
sound effect, by the way?
I don't know. I just wanted to do
Oh,
it.
good.
It's Friday.
Yeah.
I thought this thing was cool.
Yeah. Hamby, but while you're at it, can we get a field of the shot of the field quick, just so we can see the logo? Or we can't do that. Why?
I can get it for you next break after we take one.
Okay.
I've got on ESPN, by the way, Buffalo 1.5. But I did see on Hard Rock it moved to a point. I don't know which one is more up to date and accurate. Would say Hard Rock. Who would be the
I don't
one?
know how it works.
I don't know
Yeah.
how that works. I don't know why there'd be a discrepancy there.
It's a pick 'em, huh?
Maybe the algorithm of the ESPN stuff just hasn't clicked in yet.
Yeah.
But I don't know. Kasey, what's the line? Which one do you believe?
I mean, I would say Hard Rock can do whatever they want. In a way, they're their own thing.
Yeah, they did have the game at 8 o'clock last night too early, and that didn't work out.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Well, no, I'm just saying. I mean, they're big in Florida. They could play that game, I think.
Oh, so do you think the lines will? Do they
Could
vary
be.
like that
Not always.
at the books, or are they pretty
But,
consistent?
I mean, they're usually
No,
close.
I mean, yeah, but like everything's different.
I don't think it's illegal for them.
No,
play
without
that
a
game.
doubt.
No, I
Like
got you.
if the Jaguars, and then they actually sometimes they disclose how many bets are getting put down for each,
Right.
team and everything. So I'm curious to see what that looks like. But yeah, one would think that if you're in Florida, maybe there's a lot of Jaguars fans
No,
feeling
that's a
pretty good about
point.
themselves.
Yeah, because Hard Rock actually is really they almost become they feel like Barstool sometimes the way they do their social media stuff.
They post
Yeah.
some interesting stuff. Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
and I think that is to favor the Florida teams a bit.
Yeah.
At times. So
Hey, I'm not hating on Hard Rock, man. They just give me a $100 free bet. So
why is that?
Because
He's been losing.
no, not at all, man. Because I hit on the Jaguars the last
Oh,
game
in the stadium.
and in the stadium,
That
and
was
then
actually genius.
since it was a pick six, we get a $100 free bet.
You know, I saw something like that happen.
Yep.
So what did you do? You had to make the wager in the stadium?
Yeah.
I made the wager in the stadium. I hit on the wager. It was a parlay, and then they just announced that
Yeah.
since it was a pick six, I get $100
I heard
free
that.
voucher.
But
Yeah.
the way that it was working
For
was,
anything,
was
but-
like if you bet on, I forget what it was exactly. I don't know if it's just a prop or something.
I assume it's just the game in the stadium. I had a bet
Well,
in the stadium.
If you weren't in the stadium, they gave you up to 10. If you were in the stadium
Oh,
and you
okay.
lost, they gave you up to, I think, 100 back.
But I didn't lose. Okay,
But then I think
Oh.
they, because of the,
gotcha.
Interesting.
yeah.
I
I bet on the Heat last night. Did you guys see that debacle?
No, sure didn't.
I saw there was a condensation or something.
They didn't
Oh,
play
they
basketball.
Oh, did they cancel the game?
That's right.
They delayed for
I
2
did
hours
see
because
this.
the court was a bit moist.
I did see
And
this.
then they canceled.
And then they canceled, postponed.
Yeah, man.
And let me tell you, that one is hitting.
So do you just get reimbursed?
Yeah.
Yeah, or wait for it.
Plus $1 million, by the way, if the game gets postponed.
Yeah, dude.
Oh yeah.
If they would have had, is the court sweating because it's too hot? I would say, yeah, no. But
That hasn't
I mean,
happened a lot. It happened here in Jacksonville when they tried it on the ship.
Yeah.
Well, that's
Oh, it did?
reasonable.
Yeah.
They play basketball in there, from what I gather, 41 times a year.
Yeah.
Roughly. So that was infuriating. But anyway.
That's wild. What do you think? What do you guys think? I mean, is it the win or lose result of this? What's the talk next week? I mean, obviously the win is hysteria, right? And we get it. Like, you keep the ball rolling. But do you start to think about that this time of year, the legacy part of this? Trevor's 5 years into his career. It's not like he's year 2 and, don't worry, it'll happen down the road. I mean, we've seen that with plenty of quarterbacks. I mean, again, opportunity strikes for guys like Trevor, and I think this hell of a start, take full advantage of for this new regime.
Yeah, I mean, I think there'd obviously be, but also full on. Oh no.
Yeah, meltdown. Yeah.
Yeah, because I mean,
it can't be.
Because I mean, you can project, like you just said, like sure, it might not happen again. After losing to the Chiefs that one, but like I think now you can actually, with some confidence, be like, next year's going to be even better, like for the Jags. You know what I mean? So I don't think.
We'll be thinking that.
Yeah, I think you're probably thinking it, unless you think they're going to win the Super Bowl, right? I think, but like I don't think it's the end all be all. It'll be disappointing if they lose, but pretty great out how this whole.
I mean, none of us were around this thing in 1999. My guess is in 1999, in December or whatever else, even January, they were like Super Bowl or bust. This is not a Super Bowl or bust one, but in 17 and 22, we did not sit here before the game, the wild card game, and be like, we'll see you in maybe Santa Clara. Like, Santa Clara has been mentioned more this week than wherever the Super Bowls were in the wild card weeks of 17 and 22. I mean, because I think there's a real feeling like the capability of this team. I guess that's a point.
Yeah, I think, I'll say the 48-hour rule. I don't know exactly what the reaction will be other than just devastation if it were to be a loss. But after 48 hours, I think there would be a mix of, the only logic would tell you they'll be back because this is year one. That's logic. But history is that, you went in year one with Doug Peterson. And nobody in their right mind would ever say that Liam Cohen and Doug Peterson are comparable at all. But that's just the facts. I mean, until that goes away, I think it's going to be, holy cow, we might not be back. And I think it might be, regression to the mean it is very likely. You would think that the offense is going to be better next year than it is this year because, for the first 2-3 months of the year, they were figuring everything out. Well, they should start from where they're in. It doesn't always work like that. Teams are going to start to figure out Cohen's offense potentially. Who knows next year? So while you're here, you might as well do the dadgum thing and get to the Super Bowl.
Yeah, I do think that's the part of it. I mean, who knows what happens after? But we know this: like half the teams don't go back to the playoffs. And winning 13 games, I can tell you this next week. I'll give you a little hint. If the Jags season ends, I'm not predicting the Jags to win 13 games again next year.
Yep.
I mean, that just doesn't happen a lot in the NFL, and they're going to even play a tougher schedule and all those things. You just have to have things fall into place. So, hey, I just wanted to kind of get a glimpse of that before the game because I wonder where people are on that. I know people think this team can go big, and it's almost like they're not even the Jags seem like untouchable at this point. Where it's like they're going to walk out and win. There's a feeling in the building like that. I think there's a feeling in the city like that. That is a very different feeling for me. I'm just being honest with you. Like, I've been here for 18 years, and that is I don't almost know how to handle that feeling. It's very awkward.
Just go with it, ride the wave.
Yeah,
man, you're making me all like now I'm like thinking about all my bets for the Jags. I'm like, okay, I guess the Bills got a good shot. I don't know. Like, I just think that the Jags are the better team, and I get like the Josh Allen stuff, but there's no reason to think, and I get. It's any given Sunday. It's parity in the NFL. But, like, I'm going to this game expecting the Jags to look great and to keep it rolling. I don't know.
Well, that's fine. Yeah, I am too. I'm expecting the Jags to look good.
I'm glad there are a lot of.
I think we're all going to pick that.
I'm glad there are a lot of.
I think that's okay to pick that. You don't expect the Jags to win the game?
I do.
Hamby, what'd you say, man?
I said I'm glad there are a lot of Austins. Meaning, a lot of people. Brent said the same thing. Half the people that I talk to are like, "Oh yeah, we're going to win the game by 10 points. We're going to win by 2 touchdowns." I'm just like, I sure hope so. I mean, sheesh.
Yeah, I don't know. I think you
At
got to
the
be a
end
little
of
out of
the
your mind
day-
to predict a 2-touchdown win
100%.
in a playoff game anyway, right? To predict that. I know
Set
it
aside
happens,
for the Rams and Panthers, so it's the Rams are favored.
At the end
And,
of the
and
day-
even there, I don't think that's
Ten
going to
and a
be a
half.
blowout. Do you think
Yeah.
it's going to be a blowout? Do you?
It's not the same class. I hate to say it.
Really? Even for
Y'all are the Panthers guys.
I mean, the Panthers beat them. Is that a matchup thing?
I think
I mean, I think when you're a team like the Rams or a team like the Panthers, Jags have been here. It meant a whole lot more to the Panthers to win that game.
Yeah, I get that.
And I think the Rams team that shows up in the playoffs is not earlier.
And I think the Rams. I mean, it's much like with the Rams are going to be fully healthy, which I think they're going to be.
Yeah, Devontae Adams.
They remind me a lot of the Jaguars' their ability to adapt. Because when Adams went out, then they found something with Blake Corum, and then it was a 1-2 punch of Kyron Williams and Blake Corum, which I never thought I would say today because Corum had a horrible first 4 or 5 games, fumbling and everything. So the Rams can beat you in a myriad of ways. Like the Rams can play. All right, you want to pound the rock, with whatever Chuba Hubbard and Rico. Yeah, you want to pound? Okay, we can pound the rock too. Oh, do you want to throw it to Ted McMillan? Well, we got Devontae Adams and Puka Nacua. Good luck to you. So.
Well, let me ask this because I think it's kind of merging two questions. Kasey, you say, well, I mean, the game meant something to the Rams, but it meant more to the Panthers, right? Because the Rams, I mean, it's just another regular season game to them. Is it possible that the struggles that we saw from Buffalo are kind of in that same thing? They knew, hey, we just got to get to January, and then we'll flip it on, right? We've been so many times. It's no big deal if we lose to a team that we're not supposed to lose to, or if we don't look, so good on a given Sunday. Obviously, they're not thinking that, but we know how these things play out. Our goals are Super Bowl, similar to the Chiefs. Before this last year, they looked like crap on a Sunday against the Raiders on Christmas, and it'd be no big deal. Are we seeing that from Buffalo? And to that end, a double part. We talked about what it would look like if the Jags lost. Well, what about if the Bills lost? The pressure, does it mean more for them now knowing that, hey, there's a chance, there's murmurs about McDermott if they go one and done in this playoffs?
Yeah, I was just actually typing that up right now on Twitter. I was like, is McDermott in trouble if they lose this game? Is the window on this side? He's got 98 wins and 50 losses. That's unbelievable.
It's phenomenal.
I mean, they just fired John Harbaugh, so I get it. It happens in the NFL. They fired Peterson 2 years after winning the Super Bowl. It's been a little disjointed at times in Buffalo. Like, remember, he ran into it a couple of years ago where it felt like it was falling apart, and then they rescued it, I think, with the offensive coordinator move. Joe Brady, actually, they just got Ravens are looking for permission to talk to Joe Brady after this week's game. So, but do you think so? Like, is McDermott in trouble in Buffalo? Will they rip this thing up potentially if they don't win?
Yeah, I think if John Harbaugh's available, I think everybody that's a playoff coach right now, for the most part, might be in trouble. I think Matt LaFleur's in trouble if the Packers lose in Chicago.
I agree.
Crazy.
Yeah, no,
If
but
you're
it's
not
But take
second
Harbaugh
year.
out of the equation for a second. Would you have said that without Harbaugh? I get that Harbaugh's
no.
out there.
Then
Whoa.
because the answer's got to be, well, then what's the alternatives?
Yeah.
Stefanski, two-time coach. I'd like to see if I was in Buffalo, I'd be intrigued by that. If you were going to get rid of your coach,
Yeah.
Why? Just because he's offensive? Because they feel like the same guy. They feel like.
Well, Jackson
Well-
Dart may have said that it's going to
Casey,
be Stefanski
he
on the
doesn't
sideline if
understand
he saw
so many
that.
people are loving Stefanski. So I understand what you're saying. Brent already is not going to. He doesn't understand the Stefanski hype.
It just seems very boring. It doesn't
Yeah,
feel innovative. It doesn't feel fresh.
he
It's
won
just
games
very
with the
boring.
Browns, though.
I'm telling you, half the
I get it.
teams
He
with-
went to the
Nice job.
playoffs with the Browns.
half the teams with vacancies would be thrilled to have Stefanski. I guarantee it.
Listen, I'm not discounting that. I get it. I'm just telling you, it doesn't feel like.
I get it.
Like they're going. McDermott to me, from the outside looking in, is not like this. Go listen to like his post game stuff or whatever. He's not a
Sure.
personality guy. Stefanski kind of is in that mold. So if you're trying to like juice up the building or something like that, to me, bringing Stefanski in doesn't really do that. Go defense to offense. Okay, it does. And relationally, they say Stefanski's awesome. So he might be on a totally different planet than McDermott. I'm not trying to compare him. I just feel like sometimes you look at that as from a personality standpoint. It's almost like what the Titans are doing. The guys they're bringing in, like we talked about yesterday, it's like kind of blah.
Yeah,
Oh.
yeah.
I would say if you're the Bills, you're not trying to juice up the building. I may be wrong here. You've established the coach you have can win the regular season, not win the big one. So I'm not trying to find a Liam Cohen, a Dave Canales, one of those people to kind of revamp it, if you will. I'm trying to find the guy that can win playoffs, which Stefanski made. I don't need him to say anything.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah, and at the end of the day,
that.
this is a quarterback-driven league.
Right.
And the guy went to the playoffs with Joe Flacco. You know, like to me, it's almost the Mike Vrabel effect, even though Mike Vrabel is obviously not necessarily an offensive-minded guru or anything. But when you saw him in Tennessee, he never had a quarterback, and he had a lot of success. I think Stefanski, I mean, we don't really know what he's capable of because, well, you had Deshaun Watson. We saw that played out. Then you had Joe Flacco. We saw that played out. You had Dylan Gabriel. Okay. And then you had Shedeur Sanders. Like, you didn't really have a lot to work with. So I think that the thought, at least in New York, once again, if you go back to the sideline report from Jackson Dart, if you see like what Jackson Dart's capable of, it's okay. Well, this is a young guy. We have Malik Neighbors. You have an offense that might be, you know, surging a little bit. What happens if you pair him now with a coach that can maybe bring out the best in Jackson Dart?
Yeah, I kind of feel like he fits in New York a little bit into that point, but also because like the non-flash in New York is almost better.
Well, Buffalo's New York.
Well, but I get what you're saying. I mean, listen, he hasn't had a quarterback. What could he do? He's the offensive side of the ball. We've seen what Vrabel's done once you hand him a quarterback. So I get it. And I'm not trying to hate on Stefanski. He did a nice job in a lot of ways.
Sounds like
well, really, you'd be bringing in a guy that's 45 and 56, and I understand it's Cleveland. You're bringing in a guy that's 45 and 56, and you'd be letting go a guy that's 98 and 50. 98 and 50 in the NFL is freaking very good.
Sure.
Like, really good.
Yes.
So, like, I don't think there's going to be changes. I get the Harbaugh stuff. Like, I understand the Harbaugh thing could really do a multitude of things. And I understand why everybody's after him more than changing for a guy like Stefanski.
Do you think LaFleur's in trouble?
I don't get that one either. I know you've been saying it for months that there's some discourse up there with him. And, I mean, again, you're talking about guys that win. Like, just win. I mean, LaFleur is an absolute winner. I mean, his winning percentage is out of this world, I think. I don't even know. I don't have it in front of me, but I'd be stunned. Like, for who? Again, for Harbaugh?
For Harbaugh.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think everybody would.
Yeah, I think Harbaugh is like.
To me, that's the only change.
But Harbaugh hasn't won in the playoffs either.
But it's still, it's the name.
Like, I know, but it's
Hamby,
the same.
And he's been to a super.
To me,
it's
the same rep. Unbelievable in the regular season. Unbelievable cultural guy. Going to get you to the dance every year. Ironically, he didn't this year. So when he gets fired. Harbaugh hadn't won in forever.
Mm-hmm.
He's won, though.
Once.
Did Harbaugh not win a Super Bowl?
He did.
Yeah,
He won a
once.
Super Bowl. He beat his brother, yeah.
Yeah, he won a Super Bowl.
2012?
12.
It was a long time ago. I get it, but he's done it.
No, yeah,
Almost 15
And
years
plus,
ago.
there is a reason why he hasn't taken interviews yet, guys.
yeah, he's waiting to
Like
see.
Of course.
Well, he knows exactly what's happening.
Yeah.
Like,
I understand.
Jobs might become open from playoff teams.
I say, and we have this conversation almost every time, the cycle we did in college football. Why would you not want to take a year off, man? Go sit on the couch. Seriously.
Well, because, I mean, this could be the opportunity to get on a team that you want to be on.
Yeah.
You know, like
It's baffling to me.
Okay, but okay. Well, is Harbaugh the hottest name right now?
Of
Would
course.
we all agree?
Of course.
Okay.
He's going to pick where he wants to go.
Would he be the hottest name next year?
Yeah.
How do we know that, though?
Well, I mean, he's either going to be one or two. It's Harbaugh.
But I think right now he has his pick of the litter.
Yeah, I get what you're saying. I think it's hotter right now. And by the way, I don't think he's kind of like, I'm ready to go to the beach.
Right.
I think there was probably some thought that he was going to be there still, right? So he's not in that mode.
Probably.
But, yeah, I mean, well, listen, Green Bay becomes an unbelievable job if that's what happens. And then, by the way, I think LaFleur becomes a hot guy right after that. I'd be jumping in line to go get LaFleur.
Yeah.
If Green Bay. So I would weight every domino on Harbaugh in this cycle and see if that happened.
Yeah.
If Green Bay loses. That's another one, by the way. Green Bay's favored in that game, which is a little surprised. I mean, slightly favored. I was a little surprised by that. They've lost 4 games in a row.
Love's coming back. I mean, obviously Love being back, but yeah.
Not Clayton Tune?
Not Clayton Tune, unfortunately, for this one. Yeah, and Malik Willis not playing either. Some Packer fans are upset about that.
Can you be upset about that?
That's insane.
We're going to get into it in just a moment. We're going to do our picks. And I want to talk about last night's game, too. I know Hamby just went an hour on Stadium Pulse, but it was a heck of a game. Ole Miss, Miami. Let's come back and talk about that one. And Carson Beck, man. I mean, what a season for Carson Beck. Meanwhile, the retired Mitch Morse joins us at the top of the hour. Looking forward to catching up with him. Obviously played for both of these organizations. And prior to that, Kansas City. So he'll have a close eye on this football game on Sunday, and we'll break it down with Mitch Morse at the top of the hour here on the Brent and Austen Show on the Action Sports Jax 24/7 network. When it's time to get a new car for anyone in your family, just remember, nobody but Nimnick, the #1 Buick GMC dealer in Jacksonville. Get the latest price breaks on 2023 and 2024 models or the newest 2025 vehicles in the showroom on Phillips Highway or shop online at nimnickbuickgmc.com 24 hours a day. GMC Sierras, Yukons, and the redesigned Acadias, or get the all-new redesigned line with Buicks. It's nobody but Nimnick, and part of the reason why is this is a first-class buying experience here at Nimnick Buick GMC. You're not just a customer, you're a friend. This is about getting a vehicle that best fits you and getting you on the road, and also helping you and your family down the road. Nimnick has a treating you right guarantee, courtesy, respect, fairness. The most Buicks, GMCs, and Jacksonville's only Car Bravo dealer, nobody but Nimnick. Who has put in the most years and stands behind a better experience? Nobody but Nimnick. GMC. We are professional grade.
If you look good, you feel good. And the medical professionals here at Ponte Vedra Vein and Aesthetics are here to make you feel your best. I'm on camera every week, and I have a confession to make. I'm not always confident in my appearance. Can you see my dark circles? Is my makeup highlighting my fine lines instead of covering them up? I question it all. So when I found out about the wide variety of procedures here at Ponte Vedra Vein and Aesthetics, I knew help was just one appointment away. Medical Director Dr. Megan Deacon Casey and her board-certified physicians have been using the latest in cutting-edge technology for the last 10 years, giving men and women their personal confidence boost. From Botox, fillers, Morpheus 8, and so much more. The hardest part was figuring out what I needed. Thankfully, the medical team walked me through what would work best for me through a free consultation. Come look and feel your best with the team here at Ponte Vedra Vein and Aesthetics. Visit them at one of their 2 locations, either over in Ponte Vedra or on the south side.
Baker's Sports. It's a hometown business filled with hometown people trying to make you feel right at home.
Chris Conley, Jacksonville University.
Walker Wright, class of 2018, West Nassau High School.
Michael Young, Fletcher High School.
Baker's Sports started in a grassroots way and now outfits much of the Southeast.
Tony Mazzio, Stanwood High School, class of 2002.
High school sports, travel sports, youth sports of all kinds. They are a one-stop shop carrying Nike, Adidas, Under Armour brands, and more.
Vincent Caldes, Oak Leaf High School.
Samuel Coffrin, Paxton School for Advanced Studies.
Whether it's sports teams on the field or it's your team in the workplace, like our Action Sports Jax team, and community events like the Dream 18 Golf Tournament, and many others.
Cole Tilley, Hilliard High School.
Reagan Webb, Eagles View Academy.
Look good, feel good, play good with Baker Sports. Custom sports apparel since 1997. Shop with the hometown team at bakersport.com.
Empower a future, inspire a dream. It's a bold but simple mission for the Jacksonville Police Athletic League known as Jax Pal. Help the next generation of kids in Jacksonville shape a brighter future. Their after-school programs, teenage leadership programs. There's community outreach.
It's been just an awesome opportunity to be out here with my colleagues and do something good for the community. It's really been an interesting opportunity to just see everybody work together in a way that we don't normally in the office.
And there's sports. There are also ways you can help the next generation with a donation of any kind. Just visit jaxpal.org to get more information. Empower a future, inspire a dream with Jax Pal.
Most of us know how to throw. but you need to know what to throw. I'm not talking about footballs, baseballs, softballs. We're talking about those items you need to recycle. Republic Services explains it easy. Recycling simplified. 1. Know what to throw. When in doubt, throw it out. 2. Empty, clean, and dry those materials. It takes an extra minute, but it makes a big difference. And 3. Don't bag it. This makes the recycling process faster and more efficient. This is a look at the Republic Services North Florida Recycling Center. You can make this process even more efficient. By utilizing those 3 steps, Republic Services can help you become a better recycler in your home. Learn more at recyclingsimplified.com.
Welcome back to the Brent and Austen Show, streaming on the Action Sports Jax 24/7 network.
All right, we got our spreads coming up. 1 game back, I believe, for these guys of the sports office. No ground was gained. What's that?
Let's do this before college football.
Okay, you got to get out of here?
Yes, I do.
Well, let's do it.
We have the standings real quick, just to make sure.
No.
No,
we
like
don't.
that. Screw them.
I mean, feel free
them,
to
Hamby.
feel free to cross yourselves off the list if you want to. So we're 1 game.
We're 1 game back.
One game back.
Idea.
You're 1 game back, and we're 12.
Oh, good. So you guys could go.
I think we're 12. That's
You
off
need
the top
this-
of my head.
All right,
No,
so
we're not 12. We're just like 10.
So you need this 6 pretty bad.
You
So
could say that.
You
We've
have to
needed
go
that for the
opposite.
last few weeks.
All right, so they're gonna have to go opposite.
We gained a game last week.
We did.
Oh, so you
climb.
guys start it out then. Start it out. Winners bring it back.
That's right. Actually,
Congratulations.
we
Let's
did get to
go.
do that.
First time we've gone first in like 3 months.
Holy cow, man! I forgot how this
So
even works.
realistically, we got 6 here. How many games we got next week? How many actual football games are?
There'll be 4 NFLs and 1 championship.
National championship.
Okay, so we can do those 5.
Yep.
Jeez, what a sad time.
All right, so we got some time.
Yeah, we have some time.
So you
but
got
this
5,
is
and then you'll have 2. And then
But are we gonna do those 2, or is the next 5 it? That's important. To
I
us.
feel like the
Nah, I think you should do the 2.
okay.
All right.
Yeah, we can
You
do
go through,
NBA.
I thought we said we're
NHL,
going through
no.
the Super Bowl and just do the 2 and then
until
the
we're
1.
mathematically.
So
eliminated.
basically, after this week.
I mean, there's no reason to pick the Super Bowl if we're down 6.
Oh yeah, well that's true. Yeah.
Yeah.
But my point is, if you're looking forward,
Yeah, we
you
got-
have 8 games to go after this week.
Okay.
Great. That's what I was.
All right.
Yep.
4 NFL next week in a college, and then 2 and 1.
All right,
Okay,
go
so-
ahead, fellas.
And let's call a spade a spade. This is the week right here.
This is the week.
Yeah, so
This
we're
is the
about to
week.
gain 14 games on you guys
I-
in
Let's
the
go.
next picks.
I texted Austin last night
do it.
after the sports office sent in their picks. I said, "This is it," because I feel
Is
differently than them, but
I do a little bit.
we'll see. You
All
guys
right.
are first. Go ahead. Waste some time.
Hamby, we like Indiana.
Oh, we do.
3.5. I'm not sure I like that half, but
I don't.
But I think Indiana's going to win the football game. They just feel like they're better than everybody else, and as we found out, they're older than everybody else.
The team that's run the football better has won every playoff game. And that's not. I mean, that's not necessarily stats, but that's the way I feel about it.
Well, and Oregon's back.
And it's pretty much stats. Maybe 1 game has been, but Oregon's banged up and.
Listen, this is why we're dead last.
Yeah, I know.
Like, I mean,
This is
I know what I deal
stats.
with.
Yeah.
Well, it's not really stats, but
Just how I
this is
feel.
stats.
Like,
Okay,
yeah.
word.
Yeah.
I feel like I'm playing 2-on-2 basketball, and I took my dad. That's my partner.
I mean, more or less.
Unreal.
You wouldn't get a board against us. Tell you what.
Crazy.
I'd
shit.
still
Not even
out-rebound
close.
you guys.
Not even close.
I didn't even out-rebound Austin.
Oh, I'd
Why'd
love
you
to
say
see
like
that.
Austin's a better rebounder than me?
He is.
I don't know, man. I bet Casey's kind of
In this scenario, by the way, Austin would be our point guard because he's more like athletic. I would be throwing bows.
Call me Wemby.
I mean, it would be a disaster for you, not for me.
Yeah.
Indiana.
I'm guessing Oregon. Indiana?
So sports office took Oregon. Let's
Oh,
talk
they
this out now because this is
This is it.
This is the week.
Wow.
Okay.
Ronan, don't listen.
Oregon. Yeah, it's fine.
They
You know.
did take Oregon.
He's not.
right?
Don't worry.
So Oregon's backfield. We don't know what that's going to be.
Sure.
If
They
they
have
can't.
Whittington.
Yeah, but if they can't run the ball like they want, and this is what happened against Indiana the first time, Indiana stacked the box. They made Dante Moore try to beat him, and Dante Moore couldn't do it. Now, weather and everything played a factor, but I think this kind of plays in Indiana's hand.
All right. I
You
thought
thought it was going to be Oregon?
I thought you were going to go Oregon, so I showed up fully committed to Oregon, even though I wasn't sold on Oregon. So I'll go.
I'm going Indiana?
I was going to go whichever way you were going to go. So
Okay, let's go
Indiana.
Yep.
All right. Packers at Chicago. Again, most expensive ticket. That one hasn't died down, I don't think, at all.
You guys did ticket prices?
Yeah.
Jags were number 2. Is that still the case? We're not sure.
That was a good job, guys.
Thank you.
Bears
I
plus
think
1.5.
that was my idea.
Me and Brian used to do that every day.
I remember that.
Nice.
That's not how we did it. Wouldn't have been bad, but that's not how we did it.
I miss you, Brian. Good times. Anyway,
Sports Office has the Packers.
thinking Bears at home. I'm surprised that the Sports Office went Packers. I don't.
So, yeah.
Go, what you got?
The only thing that makes me nervous is what is Vegas now with this one.
Yeah.
Because I feel like the Bears would be the clear-cut favorite. If you watch Green Bay recently, like their defense isn't what it was with Micah Parsons. Rashawn Gary has just fell off the face of the earth. He hasn't had a sack, by the way, I think in 8 games now.
That's tough.
Yeah.
That's your guy.
Their defense has been terrible lately.
Yeah, it's not good.
I think the.
Yeah, I mean, I think the Bears too. I'm trying to play this all out here because it's supposed to be a snow game. I assume weather's not going to be the best. Now I get you can pass in snow and everything. The Bears are decent at stopping the run. Their secondary is a little questionable, but in that kind of weather, and DeAndre Swift is DeAndre Swift.
As far as I know.
Last time I checked.
Yeah.
Yeah, Bears.
They're actually healthy, right? I think they get Adunze and
Yeah,
everybody.
Bears.
I think they're better. They seem to figure out how to win. I know they didn't last week, but
Bears, yeah.
Hamby, I think we should take the Packers just to go against them, but I like what they're saying about the Bears. Actually, I think it's going to be so electric in Chicago for that game, too.
Well, you got to come back on the Sports Office, too. You guys can get one there.
Yeah, I think we should go Bears. I mean, I don't get it, Brent. I mean, explain it to me. You're at home. They've shown success. They beat them in the past, and now they don't have Micah.
And Brent, to be fair, with electric, it's going to be half and half in that stadium.
Oh, even for the playoff game, you think it'll be that many?
I think
Half?
Green Bay is literally an hour and a half drive.
Chicago hasn't been in so long. They're not going to pass that up.
I think it'll be.
You think there'll be more Packers fans in Chicago than Bills fans in Jacksonville?
Ooh, that's a good question.
Well, it's going to be 80-20 here at best, right?
Yeah, I think there'll be more Packer fans in Chicago than there will be Bills fans.
I can't wait to see that.
I mean, because it was hyperbole to say it's going to be half. It's not going to be half Packers.
No.
But
there'll be a lot of Packers.
I think they'll be represented.
All right, we'll go Bears and not want to pick up any games, I guess.
You
huh?
have to beat the Sports Office,
man. They're in first.
I don't care about the Sports
Oh,
Office.
it's just really.
Beat you clowns.
He has to see us every single week.
All right, we'll go Packers.
Big dog, you're not even the same zip code. You might actually be able to catch them. But go ahead, fellas.
We got the Packers.
Jags, I assume?
And the Jags.
Yeah, what the hell? We're going.
Yeah, Kasey, I know you don't like the Jags here. I do. Is this going to be the one that you give me? Just be like, and you can say, I told you so if it doesn't work out the way we think it's going to work out.
Sports Office has the Jags, obviously.
Yeah.
Listen, I get it. I understand from where you sit. Mr. Jaguar pregame show, Jags happy hour, Brent Martineau show, bros at the games getting $100 bets.
Yeah, that was nice.
I understand that you don't want to go against, the paycheck writer, if you will. I think the Bills beat it, bro. I hate to say it.
Okay. You want to
so what are you going
coin?
Well,
because I'm pretty locked in. It sounds like you're pretty locked in.
How do you feel about the next one? Are you pretty locked in on the next one, or could I change your mind on the next one?
You can change my.
I would rather just speaking it.
Go ahead.
I would rather pound the table for
we
the
should
Niners
interfere
than the Bills.
Okay.
But we are
yeah.
Okay.
Okay. Got
so
it.
We'll go Jags here.
Jags here.
We will also take the Niners.
We're kind of on the same page.
Sounds like we're just taking Niners.
No, we're kind of on this.
I'm on the Niners too, heavy.
This one doesn't make a whole lot of sense.
The Niners Eagles.
The spread being 4.5.
Oh yeah, for sure. This
I'm
this is
confused
Vegas.
here. Like, do we want to try to catch these guys or not?
At this point, though, Brent, I'd rather just go down.
Get some
And
right.
lose by 7.
Sure. I kind of
Well, what? I mean,
like,
what do you think? 'Cause I kind of want to.
I feel like you're running the ball down 13 with 4 minutes to go.
He's trying to get good momentum.
Like, are we
going
to try to win the damn game?
Good
or what?
juju, man.
Well, bro, I mean, the Eagles picked the Sports Office picked the Eagles, so it's like sometimes we pick one up on them. Sometimes at this point we just got to get
really moving.
We got to get bleep right. I mean,
but see, this isn't even an argument because then you should have picked the Bills. We both picked the Jags, so go back and pick the Bills.
Yeah, I don't think you can do it for everyone, but I mean, right now we're
So
going to go 3 out of 4 the same as you guys.
Then pick the Bills.
I mean, one of the two whichever way we pick right here, we're going to do the same as one of the other.
These guys are competing for an NIT championship right now.
And I know you don't care about the Sports Office.
Like it.
Yeah, it's unbelievable.
You guys wouldn't even win the NIT. This is embarrassing.
Playing St. Louis.
Who do you actually think is
What
going
is
to
it? What's
cover?
the other one? The CF something? Invitational. There's like a.
I think the
step
Eagles
down.
could certainly cover. Did you watch that San Francisco game yet? Last week?
Didn't mean that.
I was.
All right, Hamby.
The
We'll go
line scares me
49ers,
with
so
this.
we want to be right.
Why?
What about the Chargers and the Patriots, Hamby?
Well, I know you like the Chargers.
I do.
And I don't think either of the other teams are going to, so that would be a good opportunity to take the Chargers.
All right, Chargers it is.
There you go.
Pets.
Everybody's happy.
We'll take the Patriots.
We'll take the
Not
Pats.
everybody.
Oh.
We'll take the Pats.
And then we got the Texans Steelers.
I'm not
How's
going
this
against
only
the Texans.
2.5?
Steelers!
What?
Bro, I did this last week. I told you I see the Steelers winning.
Yeah.
I'm not sure that I see them winning
Do
this
you
week.
agree with that?
If you
I
want
mean,
the
okay,
Texans.
No, you don't agree with that.
So no. Here's the thing. What's the over under again? It's like 30 something.
Yeah, it's
It's gonna be a low scoring game, and like I understand the Texans defense is almighty. The Steelers defense now with T.J. Watt isn't that bad either. And does C.J. Stroud scare you? Are they gonna be able to run the ball in cold weather with Woody Marks and a 50-year-old Nick Chubb?
That's my question. When's the last time the Texans played outside in the cold? I don't know the answer.
That's fair. They
So-
don't play much outside.
So
Right.
we have an opportunity to take the home team, to take the cold weather team, to take maybe a more physical team on offense than the Texans are with probably on Nico Collins a little more. I mean, I can see the Texans winning this game, Kasey, but I do like the discount that we get at plus 2.5. Give me the Steelers.
So we're going Texans.
Yeah.
This is the week. This is the week where we figure it out.
That is the goofiest line. Though, wouldn't you agree?
What?
I think the goofiest line is the Eagles 49ers.
Yeah.
The 4.5.
Being comfortably on the other side of a field goal is, I think.
For the Eagles.
Yeah, because Eagles, and they haven't been, it's not like they blow out people.
Yeah. I mean, I guess it's like West Coast going to East Coast.
A little bit.
But, like, see, this is what I was going to tell you, Kasey. Like, this is the game where I feel like when it's this high of a number, Vegas knows something, and usually it's going to be a blowout then.
Well, here's the thing. Don't you think, in a way, like the Eagles have a chance to make that game look like almost Miami made Ole Miss in terms of 40 to 20 time of possession?
Yep. I mean,
because, I mean, they like San Francisco, I know they did a decent job last week on defense, but they really can't stop anybody.
For sure.
So I think I feel like the Eagles can really lean on them is the point. Now, will they score enough to stretch it out to a 4.5 point win? I have no idea, but it was.
I did.
Yeah, that's an interesting line. I wouldn't have guessed. Let's just say we blindly did this. That would have been the biggest line of the week.
Agreed.
I would have thought the Patriots line.
I
would
have thought the
than
Patriots
that,
would have been the biggest one.
and even
Yes.
the Texans on the road. Now the Texans are a 2.5 point favorite on the road, so that's kind of a lot in a playoff game.
Correct.
But but it's really not a lot. It doesn't seem like. I mean, that game could be 20-3.
I can't believe we're going to roll with Aaron. Man. We're about to find out, Brent. This could be this is the make or break week. I
You picked
feel
the
like
Bears and you picked Rodgers.
Oh, I know.
It's
yeah,
nostalgia for
Well,
you.
Christmas is over. I'm not going back home to Wisconsin anytime soon. We're good, man. I'm not worried about that.
All right, you gonna get out of here?
Yep. Right now.
All right,
Get out of here.
I'll see you in the chat,
Did
Casey.
Hamby just give you a pro tip?
What?
He just texted you.
He asked me if I did bet.
Oh.
Oh, did you not? Oh, we call him out.
Yeah, don't worry. I'll handle it.
I bet you will.
What was I going to say? Oh, college football. That was pass interference. We got to do better. Don't let him do the stupid, we need something to talk about for them throwing the flags with the refs. Robot refs. The right team wins the game. That's all I'm saying.
Robot refs.
Bye-bye. See you next week.
Do you think it was pass
see next week.
interference?
I mean, it was blatantly pass. I mean, he grabbed him. Yeah.
Should they have called it?
That play doesn't. I mean, I think they have to take a look at seriously the last play of the game, what you can call, what you can't call.
Yeah.
Like that fits the mold of it doesn't get called. Shouldn't have. Like, if that was in the third quarter, is that getting called? Yes.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Okay. Well, let me ask you this though. Let's go different here. If it's at the end of the half, is it getting called on that play, like on the 35-yard play to go to the locker room, which probably they would have kicked the field goal, but let's just assume it was at midfield instead.
I think they call it. Yeah.
I just don't think they call it any time on a Hail Mary. I feel like every time we could say the defense is yanking somebody, all that stuff. And I know that wasn't like the true form of a Hail Mary, but in real time, first of all, I just think in my mind I knew they weren't going to call it. They're never calling it. They never have. They probably never will. And I thought in part what their explanation was on that old fight, they were fighting. and he turned his head, so he's making up. I thought when you make a play at the ball, like if you're fighting for the ball, they'll allow a lot more contact.
That's true.
And then, but then you do see. I mean, obviously you see the clear tug. And I even thought the ball initially was even further away, but I think receiver actually got a hand on the ball.
So do you think it's the fact that it's the last play of the game, or it's the Hail Mary?
I think it's both.
Okay.
I think it's more Hail Mary-esque play
because Ohio State beat Miami due to a pass interference call in the last game or the last play of the game.
But like kind of like a 12-yard play or something like that. Yeah,
I can't remember how that championship
I feel
went
like
down.
let's just say this to your point. I feel like if it happens from the 8-yard line, right, and you're running a slant, and the guy mugs the heck out of him, I think you're more likely to get that call. So I would say that they're never making this call because of the nature of the Hail Mary throw, the prayer of it. Now, the other thing is this. What's fascinating about it is they could make the call a lot easier in college football because it's not ball at the 1-yard line.
Of course. Yeah,
right?
Yeah.
On that, it'd still
be an untimed down 15 yards.
It is still that way in college, right? I got that right. Yeah. So from the 20, it would have been.
Sure.
Which I also think like it's a smart play by the defender in that respect, especially in college football, because you know the situation, they're likely not going to call anything. And even if they do, you're not getting the ball right there.
Yeah. I mean, to me, though, it's blatant because the guy couldn't jump to get the ball.
Yeah.
And I forgot who the player was on Miami, but, grabs the jersey, the collar, and, it prevented him from, I think, going up and making the catch. I think it was as blatant as it comes, and I get the play happens fast and everything, and once again, hindsight being 20/20, when you have it in 4K in the replay, of course it was pass interference, but I just feel like even in that moment where you see him trying to struggle to get up and try to get the ball, you probably got to call it.
All right, let's talk about the other.
One more thought on that. If they do call it, are people out of their minds? Let's say they call it and they end up winning. Are we still talking about that play? Like, how do they call it?
No, because I think you can see the replay and it's like, that was pass interference.
Yeah.
Yeah. And there would have been
if you're a Miami
play
fan, you feel a certain type of way about it.
Right.
But
you could have defended the next play.
And you could defend the next play.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. I just in my mind, I'm like, you lose me on that is the reason they lost, or I can't believe they didn't call it. If you've been watching football, they're not calling that play. They just don't.
Yeah.
And I think we've seen way more egregious ones. I mean, we've literally seen on the true Hail Mary, receivers pull down to the ground. With the inability to jump and go get the ball. And they don't call it.
Well, and keep in mind, too, we're talking about an ACC team here, and it just means more in the ACC, apparently. Because SEC.
Heck of a football game, by
not
the
getting
way.
a championship again, Hamby.
And really, what does it mean for Carson Beck?
Bump it up a little bit. Oh, yeah. Yeah, good for him, man.
Carson Beck, you start to look at him now, though. I mean, I didn't realize 39-5 record on his way to at least playing a third national championship game. And that was a money drive. And actually, I thought he was really good in the game. I know he also wasn't good on the deep ball at times and stuff, but I thought he delivered in the fourth quarter when he needed to. And I thought he bought the time on the one deep ball that he created enough space to get that ball down there. I mean, I think at one time he was 14 for 18. I don't know. I don't know what Carson Beck is in terms of the next level and everything else, but he delivered.
Hamby, what do you think? I mean, you follow him probably more than anybody on this show.
I mean, yeah. I mean, before the let me get myself on camera here. Before the last two drives, it was very similar to what he did against Ohio State. All he did was give his guys a shot to win. He really didn't do much of anything other than, complete the balls that were all supposed to be completed, like 14-18. Like, he's throwing the ball 90% of the time at or behind the line of scrimmage. And that's just the way that they do their offense.
Are we getting ready to call him the G word, game manager?
No.
Okay.
No, I think he's become the game manager actually in Miami, though, and that's why they've been successful.
It's why they've been successful.
He only had 2 picks now in the last 7 games.
Right, but to his credit, the Miami had 19 third downs last night. Their average distance was 3rd and 8. They went 11 of 19.
Wow.
On the last drive,
that's a good note.
On the last drive itself, they had 4 third downs.
Yeah.
3rd and 2, 3rd and 6, 8, and 10.
Yeah.
And obviously converted every one of them. So yeah, up until the last 2 drives, he didn't do much. He was prototypical game manager.
Yeah.
Screens, and he did throw the one deep ball to Marion that it was wide open. I mean, everybody in the NCAA completes that pass. But then the final 2 drives, I think that was special. And that was. Do I want to say, man, I wish Ole Miss would have just brought a little heat, because that was their bread and butter, is to drop 8, bring 3, and he never went away from it. Yeah. And on all of those conversions, Beck had all the time in the day.
I think they were exhausted, man.
They were.
Well, yeah.
And you can
They're
even
on the field
see
for 90 plays.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Literally 40 minutes to 20. 42 minutes, actually. Well, on the play that Beck ran it in, the game-winning touchdown, if you go back and watch, there's a defensive lineman that goes down almost immediately. Like, he gets put on his butt.
Yeah.
And he stays there.
Oh, really?
Because he's like, I don't think it's like lazy. I think he's like, I'm done. Like, I can't go
just
anymore.
Gassed.
Gassed.
And they don't have a lot of depth there.
They don't.
So, yeah, it was a heck of a football game. I really felt like, and maybe I'm watching it I'm not a Miami Hurricanes fan, but I felt like they should have won by 20.
Yeah.
The way they could not catch the ball on defense.
Their DBs.
Like
talking like Sean Payton.
They could not catch
Their DBs can't catch.
I mean, but this was not I played catch with Ty and Kaylee when they were 3, and they caught some of those things.
Yep. Yeah.
It was unbelievable. The ball was just like right here. I'm not talking about jumping a route and trying to catch it like off the jugs machine one.
Yep.
It was amazing. And so in many respects, like, Chambliss plays terrific to give him a shot, especially only having the ball for 20 minutes and like 50-something plays.
Yeah.
But he also could have easily thrown 3 picks in the game, even if one of them hits the turf.
Well, and even when they needed him the most in Chambliss, like he kind of delivered a little bit too.
Definitely did. He even gave him a chance at
and
the
everything.
End.
Yeah. So
he's a good player.
He's a good player, and he's coming back again, right? Ole Miss.
Well, he's trying. He put a waiver in. I don't think they got it. I don't think they got that.
No,
yet.
It's not official.
Okay.
Great job by AT&T to get the commercial with Chambliss, though. Did you see that?
Oh yeah, that's been out for a while.
Has that been a while? Mm-hmm. I didn't see that. I haven't seen that.
It. That's been out for a while. Where
that's been out for a while.
It has. Yeah, like halfway at least through the season.
Really, that long? Wow, they jumped on that early then. Because again, he didn't even start until like October, I think it was. Yeah. But heck of a game. I'll ask you this: 2 things about Beck. Do you think Beck's going to be a good quarterback in the National Football League? And right now, who would you take if you were to project them having a good career in the NFL? Mendoza or Beck? Because Mendoza's hot right now.
Yeah, I'm taking
but keep in mind, Beck was that guy a year ago.
Sure.
Right? That people were talking about.
Yep.
And we're only talking about Mendoza for the last 5 months.
Sure. I'll take Mendoza.
You would?
Yes.
Hamby?
Mendoza, to me, has way more upside. Everybody talks about the arm strength with Beck, and I know it's there. I just don't see it in the game.
We didn't see it last night.
Well, no, trust me, you haven't seen that almost all year. You saw it on maybe a 3rd and 8 when he's on the end breaker, but it seems to me that he, because of the turnovers, is more gun shy.
Yeah, I think he plays tight a little bit. And
can he overcome that and switch that? Absolutely.
Yeah.
But that also could be why he's more of the safe bet, because he can process and he knows when to check the ball down.
But Mendoza's got the arm, man.
And that's where the upside is.
That's what NFL teams.
I think they're very similar athletically as far as running and can do it every once in a while. Obviously, Beck did it last night on the game-winning tud. But and I think Mendoza is very similar, so I think it comes down to obviously processing and the arm.
What do you like then, Hoosiers? You said, but I mean, do you think it's going to be a good game? Like that kind of game, or
yeah. I mean, I think it's going to be close. And it's hard to pick against Dan Lanning.
It really
against the same team. Like trying to play the same team twice and try to beat Dan Lanning twice. I just think Indiana's like. I wasn't a believer till the Big Ten championship game. And then I was fully on board with
That was
Indiana.
really impressive what they've done.
Yeah.
I got 2 maniacs on the sideline, by the way, in different ways.
Of course, man. Yeah.
One's like the silent assassin. Like, I'm thinking movies when I think I would look at Lanning and Signetti.
Yeah.
You know?
Is that a bad call?
Thinking about, like, one's a silent assassin and one's whatever. You guys will know your movie action heroes better. But like,
yeah.
I mean, it's just, I think the matchup there is fascinating to me.
Yeah.
One other thing about Ole Miss. If I'm an Ole Miss fan, I like the guy we got in Golden.
Yeah.
I mean, I think he did a nice job. It's a small sample. I think he did a really nice job with that team and all the stuff they had to deal with.
No, without a doubt. But you also had, I think, a lot of motivation because of what happened, right? And sometimes you talk about when the coach leaves, you get a bump. Well, you had a playoff caliber team already. Your coach leaves, like that. That's kind of the bump of all bumps. I'm really curious to see if they can sustain it then for next year.
Been kind of a fascinating college football playoff. I feel like, and maybe if I should look up the box scores. But I feel like we've had games that looked a little bit like that, first half into the third quarter, where maybe it's 17-13, and then all of a sudden in the final 5, 6, 7, 8 minutes of the game, it turns into a track meet. And you get this excitement. I mean, the fourth quarters have been really good in many of these games, and it was really good last night. All right, we come back to the Jags and the Bills with a man that knows both. Mitch Morse scheduled to join us coming up right after this. Jaguars center recently retired and obviously played for the Bills and the Chiefs in a very nice NFL career. We visit with Mitch Morse right after this.
If you don't see a pit, it ain't legit. When you hear that, you think Bono's Pit Barbecue, a staple in Northeast Florida now for 75 years. A place that feels like home with friendly service, a meeting place for friends, family, or business occasions. On the menu, the corn nuggets are a favorite in our house, but there's something for everyone. Sandwiches, platters, salads, sides, desserts, and family feasts. You see Bono's all over the place in Northeast Florida. You know, there are almost 20 locations in the Jacksonville area now, so stop on by, sit down, and dine in with Bono's. You can also take it to go. There are drive-thrus in many of the locations, and they have delivery options too. Just download the Bono's app to make things easy. I signed up for the loyalty program, and you can too, to get special offers. If Jacksonville is home, few things feel more Jacksonville than Bono's Pit Barbecue. Celebrate 75 years and many more to come. Bono's Pit Barbecue. If you don't see a pit, it ain't legit.
People helping people. It's at the core of what Alive Credit Union is all about, and it's been that way for over 70 years. From the start in 1954 to today, the mission remains to inspire financial wellness and give you a financially fit lifestyle. Alive Credit Union and its employees are committed to not only serving their valued members, but also our community here in Northeast Florida. I had a chance to see that commitment firsthand as Alive partnered with our Action Sports Jacks 24/7 team to bring you Armada men's and women's soccer broadcasts. Inside the 18, it is a shot, and it's a goal! Chloe Chivers! And that connection to the community continues with Alive Credit Union's support of the Police Athletic League of Jacksonville. Alive Credit Union's commitment to our community also involves serving the financial needs of all first responders through the recent merger partnership with City and Police Federal Credit Union. Join the community and become a member of Alive Credit Union today. Find out the many ways you can be inspired in financial wellness at alivecu.coop.
CGC Water Treatment and Plumbing is taking their 75-plus years of expertise and expanding to CGC Home Services. Water treatment and plumbing is still a big part of what they do, and now they can do even more for you. Home services like kitchen and bathroom remodeling, showers, sinks, faucets, toilet repair, backflow testing, and the list keeps going. Find all they can do at cgchomeservices.com or give them a call, 904-298-7052. It's a new look and a new name with the same expertise. They've been serving homes like yours since 1946. CGC Home Services, right here in Jacksonville off St. John's Bluff Road, 904-298-7052. And visit cgchomeservices.com. Florida license number CFC 1432579.
In this video, I'm going to show you how to easily access Action News Jax Now using your Roku device. First, launch Roku. Next, use the menu list to scroll down to the search feature. Then, use the remote to enter Action News Jax into the search bar, and then click Action News Jax thumbnail. Once you see this screen, go ahead and select Add App. Wait a few seconds for it to install. Once it finishes installing, press the star button on your remote and click on Move App or Move App to the top. Finally, select the app back on your home screen to open it. Now you can watch all the great content on Action News Jax Now. Live daily breaking news.
We have breaking news happening right now in Clay County.
First alert weather and traffic.
Looks like we have a tornado warning. Let's take a look at that.
Action Sports Jax 24/7.
We've got the Brent and Austen Show daily, live sporting events, and long-form interviews you can't see anywhere else.
And shows like Law and Crime and much more. And that's how you access Action News Jax now using your Roku device.
Grab some friends and go to a restaurant or head out for a drink and some conversation. Watch your favorite team play on the big screen. Or how about play some games? You can do all of that in one night at Best Bet.
Each location has a different vibe, its own personality, like here at the original Best Bet in Orange Park. When you walk through these doors, everybody knows your name. And here in St. Augustine, it's the newest location. Play some poker. How about the table games? And don't forget about Ace's Sports Bar and Grill. And then there's the Jacksonville location right here on Monument Road. It's the biggest poker room in the state of Florida. Maybe you'll find yourself a seat right here at the final table.
Best Bet, where you can have the best of times. And that makes you always go home a winner. Try any of the 3 locations, and you can always visit bestbetjax.com.
Welcome back to the Brent and Austen Show, streaming on the Action Sports Jax 24/7 network.
That was fun to get to know Mitch Morse a little bit a year ago as he came over from Buffalo to the Jacksonville Jaguars, and then after last season retired, and I think still sticking around here in Jacksonville. Now has started his own podcast as well, and I think he's got a lot of eyes on this game, no doubt about it, with the Jags and his former team, the Buffalo Bills. Also played for the Kansas City Chiefs. A very nice career for Mitch Morse, and now gets to just watch this like the rest of us, and he joins us right now on the Brent and Austen Show on the Action Sports Jax 24/7 network. Mitch, thanks for taking a few minutes. I'm sure you're getting a lot of calls from some old friends up in Buffalo and right here, obviously running into people in Jacksonville.
I knew this was going to happen immediately after I have a terrible track record of leaving places and they go on to be unbelievably good. I left Kansas City. They bang off 5 Super Bowl appearances. I left Buffalo. They were seconds away from going to the Super Bowl. And this year, complete turnaround. That all being said, this is such a privilege to have a little bit of skin in the game for both of these teams. It's awesome to be here in Jacksonville, like you said, and see both the team and the surrounding areas, the Duval County, just kind of exploding with pride, and they should be. It's a great town, and this football team is not to be trifled with or reckoned with. So I appreciate you guys having me on.
Yeah, thanks. Well said, by the way. And I appreciate what you just said because I mean, it's hard not to think that way, right? It's like, dang, if I should have just held in there another year, could I have hung in there another year? Or
I got nothing left for you.
Nothing. I was actually talking to Robert Hainsey a little bit yesterday, who appreciated you for when you guys played against him a few years back in Buffalo, and you came up and said nice things about him. And I know as a young guy that meant a lot to him. He told me yesterday. But I also was telling him a story that we did a production meeting in the preseason last year. And what I appreciated about Mitch is that even last year, you knew, like, hey, listen, this wasn't 25-year-old Mitch Morse still, right? Like, you knew that you'd been playing in the league a little bit, but you still offered the Jags a lot last season. I thought you played very well last year. And did you feel like when you made that call to retire, you kind of went out on your own terms and also we're still playing some pretty good football?
Yeah, first of all, the flowers not totally deserved. I really appreciate it. I was proud of what I was able to put out on for year 10 with the Jacksonville Jaguars. I still don't think it was the football that I was expecting to play and that they deserved. Listen, every player kind of walks this different path. I knew it was time to be done about mid-season, and of course, you feel like a schmuck because you give yourself 2 years to a team, right? Like you put pen to paper. You take, as a professional, you take that seriously. And when you can't, in your heart, feel like you can service those 2 years, you kind of feel like a dweeb, right? Like that being said, the Jags were very kind. And when the new regime came in, Tony Baselli kind of came up to me unbeknownst and I had not said anything to the team and was wondering if I had thought about retiring, kind of going into year 11 with a rebuild and a team that was going to be kind of spearheaded by grit, grimy grinding. And so he kind of opened the door for me and was very candid, and I was very candid. And, they had clawbacks in my contract, and they were so kind and gracious. And Tony went straight to Tony Khan and Shad about my contract. And they were nice enough to kind of let me keep the cheese that I didn't really deserve to have. And I appreciated it, truly. And it was just a beautiful experience to be a part of the Jacksonville Jaguars for that 1 year. To be able to be present in your last year for all 17 games was something I was very proud of. We can all look back at that year and wish we had done something differently professionally. And I think about it often. And it's a human experience, man. It's a privilege. And the nice thing is to have that finality is that you can watch these games objectively and just be a fan of your friends, be a fan of the game. And that's what I've been able to do. And it's been such a privilege.
Mitch, I mean, as a professional athlete, I think we all have that inner dialogue where it's like, okay, this is it. And there's usually that one moment, there's that one thought, maybe one play. But like to you, what was that one instance where it's like, man, I'm not sure if I really want to do this anymore?
Yeah, there was no like one play where I just got my ass kicked. And I mean, that was happening. It's been happening every game since I started playing football. So that was nothing. But you definitely catch a glimpse of yourself on film and just be like, ugh, that's just not the same guy. You tell your body to run out there to a certain point and meet him, and you're chugging along as fast as you can. You can't quite do it. I think that's a little bit overplayed. It definitely played a role. For me, I felt like I was kind of losing myself as a professional, losing the grind, coming in there. And that's what you owe yourself to your team. It's what you owe yourself to. It's what you owe yourself, and it's what you owe your guys. I mean, for me, the biggest thing is if you're not in the right mental space walking onto a field, not only for yourself, but more for the guys around you. Like you put other dudes in harm's way. Yeah. You ruin other guys' opportunities to perform the best of their ability and put your team in a position to win. Like if you start losing that, that you're playing for vanity's sake at that point. And there was no more vanity left in me. I had no more macho left in me. And it was final. It was a Band-Aid ripped off for me personally, but I'm really thankful for it because there's some clarity in that.
Mitch Morse joins us here on the Brent and Austen Show. Listen, I know you have a lot of love for the organization. It didn't work out well last year for you guys for whatever reason. Honestly, I've covered the team for 18 years. I'm still a little uncertain where it all went from 22 to 23 and starting in December of 23 to what happened and transpired last year. Heck, you could count and look back at the Buffalo Monday Nighter as a game where it's like, holy cow, that will really jar you and say, maybe we're not really that good of a football team. But I'm curious about your view of this team kind of on the outside looking in, and maybe some conversations with players you still know, at why you think this is so different, because there are so many players back, and obviously they've added some. But I'll tell you this, Mitch, I mean, the feeling in the building is so different from Tony to James Gladstone and what Liam Cohen has done. I mean, that is a definitive different feeling that has really worked this season. What do you see or maybe feel?
That's a great question. I had a conversation with Michael DeRocco last night, D-Rock, just an absolute super solid dude. And I kind of brought this up like, yes, an interjection of new blood often kind of gets the vitality of a team going, but this is a complete turnaround, right? And I was asking him because he's in the thick of it. You guys are in the thick of it. Like, what is it? And I had kind of a little bit of a glimpse of it and how, like you talked about Tony, James Gladstone, and Liam all work together so well, and that they are truly a symbiotic organism. These three are all in tandem. They're always on the same page, and they're not afraid to admit mistakes and correct them, and also kind of go against the status quo. I'd kind of been dipping my toe into what was going on around the team, but you have a guy like De'Ami Brown coming in and it didn't, he's kind of been phased out. He's $10 million per year guy. And, just among other things, it's not fair to point players out. I wish I hadn't done that, but just going against the status quo, you bring a guy in for a lot of cheese, or you have a guy who you drafted highly. If they're not doing what you want to do and you have the standards, there's no qualm in them sitting those guys. And I honestly, I thought the tone was set with a move that I didn't totally agree with. I didn't agree with it at all because, of course, I'm a homer. But when Gabe Davis was let go and they were on the hook for $14-15 million, I mean, that was tone setter. I was ticked off, but you can't refute that it definitely set a message for, of course, the NFL, but in that locker room that, hey, we don't really care. This is how we do. This is how we do business, how we play ball. And of course, I know they've interjected a lot of just love, energy, and how they do that. It's them versus the world mentality. I think it's really fun. And there's definitely some talk about validity in making that a catalyst for playing football and playing hard and playing the kind of football you need to play in playoff caliber and playoff environments.
Yeah.
Yeah. One follow up to that then, because I think Dewey said this to us when we had him on, I think in training camp, maybe it was even earlier, that these guys are going to play the best guys.
Oh, yeah.
And Mitch, Austen played in the league, been covering the league. It's not always the case, right? People get very stubborn. You're invested either dollars-wise, draft pick-wise, and you almost feel forced sometimes to play those guys because there's a pecking order. And I think what you're saying is it's pretty abnormal in a sense to be all in and adhere to the standard that these guys have set rather than sometimes the contract and the investment.
Very much so. I think it's easy to sit there in your opener presser and say, this is the stat. This is how we're going to do business. We don't care. But when it's nut cutting time and you have to make that first transaction, you have to make that first coaching decision, I'm sure it kind of shakes you a little bit, right? There's going to be indecision inherently, or you're going to give players certain leashes that are a little bit longer because of the investment you make, or whether it's draft capital or free agency, or, vice versa. But everyone's got the same leash in this business, or not in this business rather, but in this building. And I think that's really special and a very unique quality to have in the front office.
Mitch, I just missed you in Kansas City. I was on my way out when you were coming in, but you definitely have a very unique circumstance because you played a bit in Kansas City and then you go right to Buffalo, and you essentially play for a guy in Sean McDermott who was taught, who came under the Andy Reid coaching tree. How many similarities do you see between McDermott and Andy Reid, and what are some of the big differences in terms of how they go about building their culture and controlling that locker room?
Yeah. Wow. You could write a book on it and still not answer it properly. I think, there's just such a mysticism around Coach Reid, right?
Yes. Yeah.
It's so hard to explain playing for Coach Reid because there's this, not dichotomy, but there's two things can be true, which is he runs the tightest ship. The standard's the standard. You kind of pucker up a little bit when you walk into work every day because you understand what's going to be required. At the same time, he's the main catalyst for being yourself, right? You play for him, let your personality show, do your thing, making sure you're okay, set at home, cares about you as a person. And he marries both of those perfectly. And I think one of his greatest traits is walking in there and knowing what every situation needs for that day, for that moment, whether it's a game or a Tuesday off day. It's just beautiful. Now, what the similarities that him and Sean have is that they stay up at night, and every day their main drive, besides, of course, faith and family, but their main thing is, how can I better my football team? How can I better myself as a coach to get my guys in a better position? Now, we've seen Sean, it's weird to think he's in year 9, but still in the infancy of his coaching career, in my opinion, make huge changes as a coach, kind of as a man. But that's the human experience, and it's just on the main stage. But I promise you, knowing both of these guys, nothing is more important than being a leader of men, making their guys better as players, but also as people.
Mitch Morse with us, former Jaguars, Bills, Chiefs center. And we asked you a bunch last year about Trevor Lawrence, of course, but also about Josh Allen, your experiences. We're trying to compare, right? Well, now we get the true comparison on Sunday. Both players playing excellent. Are you surprised at all by Trevor? I know you were a big fan of his last year, but are you surprised to see just how well he's playing and maybe another first-year offense, or did you see this coming? Are you like, oh, yeah, that's the dude that I thought he was going to be? What's your reaction to his last 8 weeks especially?
Yeah, wow. These last 8 weeks, just in general, if you look at the big picture for the Jags, has been a celebration of football. I mean, you look at it, turnover ratio, points per game differential, it's been fun to watch Jacksonville Jaguars play football. Going back on Trevor, you knew he had the intangibles, right? Like you knew he had the ability to make relationships in the locker room. You knew that he cared about you as a teammate and stuff. And that, as cheesy and corny as it is, that really does get you along to fight for a guy, right? And then you knew he had the tangibles. He's a giant. He's a giant dude, and he's got a gifted arm, and he's got legs, and you knew that he could marry both together. And the one thing that you always wished as a player was that he would just cut it loose and kind of, I know this is a live show, but just kind of have that shit to him and then let it manifest onto the field and let it fly. And you knew it wasn't a matter of if, you knew it was a matter of when. And it's been a blessing and a privilege to see that win is now, and it's with Liam Cohen. No matter what kind of conversations or dialogue they have, what kind of relationship, what it's manifesting into is Trevor playing unabashedly good football and not being afraid to make mistakes. And it's a blast to see both of those guys. All my quarterbacks I've played with have been really great.
Yeah, you played with some good ones, man.
I mean, starting with Alex Smith, Patrick Mahomes, Josh Allen, and Trevor Lawrence. And Trevor was just on the cusp of this greatness. And to see him kind of dip his foot in the pool, now he's about to go swimming. I think we're just seeing this thing come to fruition. Yeah, selfishly, it's been a blast, and it's been real fun to watch.
Golly, that's crazy. But he's going to sit on the porch someday and tell his grandkids about Smith, who was playing unbelievable at the time. Mahomes, Josh Allen, and Trevor Lawrence. That's unbelievable.
Well, been along for a lot of rides, boys.
Hey, Mitch,
they all touched your butt, Mitch Morse.
They sure did.
Well, Mitch, before we kind of break down this Bills Jaguars game, I got to ask you, being on the Chiefs, because probably the worst call, the worst take I've ever had in NFL history was, I thought Travis Kelce was going to fizzle out in the span of 2 or 3 years, because I was there when he was a rookie, and I thought he didn't have the right attitude. I thought he was cocky and everything, but like, could
tell him you did get some beers on his tab.
Oh yeah, but right before it was cut day, I may have stole his tab and bought a couple beers off myself just because I was on my way out and he was a rookie. It is what it is. But did you have the preconceived notion? Like, did you know he was going to be special when you got there, or did it take time to kind of get to that point?
Yeah, I mean, so he was in year 3 when I got there as a rookie, and he was already established. He really had a breakout year that year, and it started quickly. And the thing that I always thought was so impressive about Kelce was that no matter if it was a game day or a walkthrough or a practice, yes, we see this kind of lavish lifestyle he lives, which I think is kind of dissipated a bit, right? He's definitely calmed down. But even when he was living the life in the fast lane, he was always the greatest teammate and a good man. Yes, I think he had a little bit of fun, and it's well documented and well talked about. Even by year 3, he was still kind of living it pretty quickly, but he had definitely dialed it down a bit. I think enough one-on-ones with Coach Reed and Tom Melvin will do that to you. But did I see him become the superstar? No one knows longevity. Like, no one can dictate that. There's a lot of variables in that. You knew that he had it year after year after year after year. And the thing that he never lost, which I've really appreciated, is no matter how great he's gotten, no matter what kind of fame he's gotten, anything that's happened in his personal life, he still has he'll still text you back within a day or two. I mean, it's just really fun. And he has personal relationships, and he's drawn so many different ways, but he makes you feel seen and makes you feel loved regardless. And I think that's a special quality that's not easily taught or earned or garnered. It's something that you're born with, and he's got it.
And there's some maturation there, just naturally, I would imagine. Mitch Morse with us. Hey, what's your take on this offensive line of the Jags? Because they've used so many different players. And how about the emergence in the recent contract of Cole Van Lanen and Walker Little's playing now right guard? I mean, that's going to be, from a guy that knows the ins and outs of the position, and everybody on the outside usually pretends like we know. That's got to be a fascinating watch, but also such a respectful watch. What's your take on what the Jags are doing up front?
Oh, it's been a treat. I'm glad you brought it up. Yeah, Cole Van Lanen last year he was kind of a swing guy, and you just see the way he practices, and when his number was called, he'd play, and you just be like, this dude can just play football. And he was consistent with how he approached the game and how he brought his competitive nastiness every single day. If it was a walkthrough or if he was holding a bag, he was the worst guy to be on on offense during a drill and hold it back because he held the bag. But he's also the freakiest athlete on the offensive line. We have these jump meters that we do, like this force plates, and he, out of the big guys, would jump at weekly, even in season, higher than anyone by like 4 or 5 inches. The kid's a freak. Walker Little, I think, gets a lot of disrespect that he doesn't deserve. I think he's a consummate professional. He plays well, and I think he's handled this gracefully. I haven't talked to him by any means, but it just seems like he has. And then step in at guard and played pretty damn well for a position you haven't played much.
Yeah.
In season, called upon in the biggest stages, you find something. And I know that that's because of injuries and such, but it was fun to see him slated in there because, there was a sense of elation, but also mourning in regards to when Cole signed that deal, got that left tackle spot, because you knew what that meant. But to see both those guys have an opportunity, I think Ezra Cleveland's played in fantastic.
Very well.
They were very well. And then Robert Hainsey, I think, is the steal of free agency. The fact that the Jags got him on that deal with how he's playing and how he's commanded and what he's meant to this offense and just what he's meant to Trevor. You can't put a price tag on that man. And by the way, he's playing his ass off. And to see him in space move around this year has been such a treat. I think we're just on the cusp of him becoming a Pro Bowl caliber player. I think he's criminally underrated, and it's been a real treat to watch him play.
By the way, he's in his prime. I mean, he's used when he signed him, he was a 27-year-old, and it's been a heck of a signing. I know, Austen, you got a question. Just to follow up while we're on that, though, I think center's my favorite position, and partly because get guys like Mitch, right? They're so eloquent in explaining things. But not just you. Hainsey is like that this year in the locker room. I go all the way back. Obviously, one of our favorites is Brad Meester. He was awesome. Brandon Linder is very good at this. I mean, there's so much that goes into your position. It fascinates me how much you guys have to know and do. But just to double down on Hainsey a little bit, this is supposed to be a very intricate offense, Mitch. Like, whatever that means to us out on the outside, this is not an easy offense. So what he is doing to help Trevor in that offensive front, to me, has to be invaluable from someone's set of eyes like you.
Yes, without a doubt. That being said, the quarterback still has to carry the weight of 90% of that. Good centers, especially in these offenses, when you come in with a play call and then a kill, which it seems like this is what Liam Cohen does. It's really smart. Yes, on the front end, it's kind of a nightmare for players, but by this time, where you've drilled it millions of times, walk through his games, it becomes second nature. So it's really kind of a real treat. But you have a good center like this, you know your quarterback, you know exactly what information he needs to dissect a certain play against a certain defense. You know how to relay that information. And then if he's got a lot on his plate, you can take a little bit off of it. And I think that's just a good marriage of not only knowing football, but also knowing people. And I think he does that very well.
Mitch, I'm going to kind of put you on the spot. And obviously when we talk about the playoffs, it's all about stats and figures and rankings and everything, even though it kind of feels like a clean slate. Everybody right now is 0-0. But when you look at some of the metrics and everything, well, the Jaguars are the number one run defense team in the NFL, and the Buffalo Bills are number one at stopping the pass. In your opinion, based off of what you've seen from both these teams, which one of those stats is more of a lie? Which one is more inflated, do you think?
More of a lie.
More inflated.
Any of those are damn inflated, dude. I was looking, what's interesting is that I was doing a podcast last night, and I have the numbers for the last 8 games.
Yeah.
The Jags have allowed on defense rushing in the last 8 games, 42 yards, 55 yards, 67 yards, 89 yards, 130 yards, 101 yards, 69, and 77 yards. That's pretty damn impressive.
Yeah.
Buffalo, the last 8 games rushing, 97 yards, which was the lowest, 143 yards, 249 yards, 183 yards, 168 yards, 164, 120, and 211. Both of those are on different ends of the spectrum, and both are incredibly impressive. I don't think any of those are inflated. I think that's just damn good football. And we're going to see 2 Titans on those specific groups go at it, and then we're going to throw a different variable in it, and that's just it's playoff football, and there's no hold bars. Who knows what's going to happen?
All right, I know I promised you to get out of here, so I'm going to let you run. How's this game going to go? I mean, I'm sure you've been asked who's going to win. If you want to answer that, you can. I'm just how is it going to play out?
Never on my life. How's it going to play out? It's going to be okay. So here, I'll give you a few things that are important for this game, right? So if we're talking Buffalo, you have to mitigate turnovers. You have to be cognizant of that because that can play a huge role with a defense that feasts on that. And then you get a low score, you get on this weird deficit thing when the last 8 games of the Jags have been leading, the point differential has been 19 points per game. With the Jags, you have to listen, James Cook's going to get his yards, but if you let him have these explosives and get out and bounce it out, it's going to be a long day. Because then it sets up the play action, and these tight ends are the catchers and are the targets for this offense. The thing that stands out to me more than anything, and I cannot shake it, is special teams for this game. Matt Prater, the 41-year-old kicker, is a little bit banged up for the Bills. On the other side, you have 3 Pro Bowl type caliber players with Cam Little, Ross, and Logan Cook as your guys. All 3 of those guys can make an impact in these special teams. Now, of course, you have Ray Davis on the other side, who's going to be an all-pro returner. It's going to come down to a kick, and it's going to come down to Matt Prater hammering a kick when he's not feeling too hot, or Cam Little banging a 70-yarder to send this thing off, because I believe that the road to Santa Clara for the Super Bowl is going to go through Everbank Stadium, no matter who wins this game, unless they get a hangover like the Chiefs did in 2021 post 13 seconds game, which was a stinker. One of these teams has a real good shot of going to the Super Bowl.
Can I ask him one more question, Brent? Because
you tell him.
Maybe you got like 2 more minutes, man. 3 more minutes
or something.
Yeah, I mean, you got parenting duties.
I got 2 more minutes before I got to fly and grab my little dude.
Okay, so real quick, you've broke huddles with Patrick Mahomes, Josh Allen, and Trevor Lawrence. Obviously, Patrick Mahomes is the GOAT right now. Josh Allen well on his way, and Trevor Lawrence looks like he might be the future. Yeah. So if that's the case, what do all those guys have in common that you broke the huddle with, and what are their biggest differences?
What do they all have in common? They all have in common that, of course, removing the tangibles, like they have cannon arms, they can all use their legs. What they all have is this ability, no matter what is happening in the game, to walk into a huddle. If you're up by 20 or down by 20, come in and have poise. And that poise can, of course, sometimes that poise can be read as like you're not into it, or sometimes it's that poise is like, oh, he's got that killer mentality. How he's reading the play call, looking at the respective position groups that need it, goes in. No matter what this guy calls, we feel like we got something going on. All 3 of those guys have it. What's the difference is that Trevor's got really long blonde hair. Patrick Mahomes has got something going on. And then Josh has got a little bit of a brunette thing going on, and he tapers it to the side, or kind of a little spice of life. That's the only there's a lot more similarities between these fellas than there are differences, and that's been pretty unique to see.
Very good answer. Hey, go have fun being a dad. Enjoy the game Sunday. Loved having you on, man. Thanks.
Hey, I appreciate you guys. Always shout if you need me.
All right, that is Mitch Morse. Fantastic to hear him talk football and really take us inside.
There should be like an all centers show, I feel like, on NFL Network. Or just get like all the centers of the NFL.
I wasn't blowing smoke.
Dude, why are they so entertaining?
That's what I'm saying, man.
And the funny thing is, most of the time, like, Meester hated to talk.
Yeah.
Hated when we would come around. And Linder was kind of the same way. And then last year they got like a fine system on the offensive line, right, that they have fun with. And Hainsey, I mean, I think he's been pretty good overall. But the bottom line is, like, they don't – that's the nature of their position.
Well,
they don't want the cameras on them.
Yeah.
They are so good at, in my opinion, layman's terming things that are very intricate to you, the fan, or us, the media.
Because you play a position where you have to be obviously extremely physical, right? You're playing against some of the biggest beasts in the NFL. You're probably a little undersized, but at the same time, you probably have to be the most cerebral person on the field as well. And I think when you have that combination, it makes for entertainment, but it also makes for just great knowledge being shared.
I'll also add one more thing. It's the position, at least with those 4 examples that I gave you, with those guys, Meester, Linder, Hainsey, and Morse, that I could absolutely see them 3 hours before the game at your tailgate.
Oh, yeah.
Just hanging out.
It's true.
Like they never played in the NFL.
Yeah.
And then they could go in there and play in the NFL. They are just the everyday person to me. in so many respects. I love the center guys.
I understand, the QB is king in terms of breaking stuff down and everything and being in the booth, but I think centers could be a close second, man. Because you got like Jason Kelsey, Jeff Saturday. Like there's a lot of guys out there that are doing
relatable,
the thing.
Is
there any guards out there?
I'm sure there are.
Okay. All right.
We'll take a break. Brent and Austin Show, Action Sports Jax 24/7 Network.
If you don't see a pit, it ain't legit. When you hear that, you think Bono's Pit Barbecue, a staple inside the Overguard exterior and gutter helmet showroom. There's a lot going on, like glass exteriors, replacement windows, and down there we have the retractable screens and awnings, plus hurricane protection. Let's talk more about those gutters, and to do that, we bring in Kevin. He's the owner, he's the expert. Why Gutter Helmet?
Well, Gutter Helmet is truly the only maintenance-free product. It lets the trash and debris go on the ground, the water wraps around and goes inside. Unlike filters, they sit on top of the gutters, and the trash and debris build up on top of filters, which requires maintenance. With Gutter Helmet, we're going to keep you off the ladder, the most dangerous thing in your garage. With Gutter Helmet, you'll never clean your gutters again. So get off the ladder and put on the helmet. Gutter Helmet.
Get a free estimate at gutterhelmetofnorthflorida.com. You can also call 904-762-7779 or visit the showroom on St. John's Bluff Road in Jacksonville.
Empower a future, inspire a dream. It's a bold but simple mission for the Jacksonville Police Athletic League known as Jax PAL. Help the next generation of kids in Jacksonville shape a brighter future. Their after-school programs, teenage leadership programs. There's community outreach.
It's been just an awesome opportunity to be out here with my colleagues and do something good for the community. It's really been an interesting opportunity to just see everybody work together in a way that we don't normally in the office.
And there's sports. There are also ways you can help the next generation with a donation of any kind. Just visit jaxpal.org to get more information. Empower a future, inspire a dream with Jax PAL.
It's one of the hot spots in the area.
Welcome you to String Sports Brewery out at the beach. Big crowd on hand tonight. The fans are here.
And now, the newest hot spot at the beach is open. String Sports Brewery in Jax Beach has opened its doors with rave reviews.
We're going to be fans forever.
Cozy up to the bar. Grab a seat in the sports-themed restaurant, or grab a seat outside and feel that breeze coming off the beach as the weather warms. Just like the original location in Springfield, try the popular beer menu and come for lunch or dinner too, because the food is fantastic.
We got a special guest in the house. He's happy. He's feeling good. He's Trayvon Walker.
It's where we hosted Jags Report Live in the football season, and the String Sports Brewery staff can't wait to host you. Hey, welcome back here to String Sports Brewery. And if you haven't checked out the new location in Jax Beach, you got to do it. String Sports Brewery, now with 2 locations in Springfield and now open in Jax Beach on Penman Road.
Sun's out, suits out. That's right, it's summertime in Florida, which means it's time to say goodbye to bulking season and hello to shredding season. But if you're like me, you're having a hard time sculpting and shaping those final pounds. That is until I came and saw my friends over at Ponte Vedra Vein and Aesthetics. Right now, everyone is hopping on the Evolve X train, and the only destination is finding your perfect summer body. The technology uses electrical muscle stimulation and radio frequency energy to cause your muscles to contract, all while heating up those deep layers of your skin and tissue to produce collagen and reduce fat. It's like doing 1,000 sit-ups in 30 minutes. No pain, no needles, just results, right? That's right. So leave those winter layers back at the station and come look and feel your best with the team here at Ponte Vedra Vein and Aesthetics. Visit them at one of their 2 locations, either over in Ponte Vedra or on the south side.
Hey guys, we got a new player today. I hear he's pretty good.
Heard this guy played in the NFL.
I think he's an MMA fighter. I've actually been on his show, the Brent and Austen show.
Football and fighting, that's the easy part.
Let's see if I still have it on the ice. What the heck, man? Who is this guy? He's saving everything.
Leave the hockey to the pros, man.
It's hockey season. Come on out and see the Icemen play. Get your tickets at JacksonvilleIcemen.com.
Welcome back to the Brent and Austen Show, streaming on the Action Sports Jax 24/7 network.
It was good to have Mitch Morse on the show. It's been a fun week around here, obviously. We had the coordinators interview, and then with Jim Nantz yesterday, and Teasy stopped by.
Yeah, man.
And now Mitch Morse. So hopefully we keep it up. That's what's
Teasy,
fun about.
teasy.
That's what's fun about these kind of weeks, and we'll start working.
Yeah.
We'll start working on next week, we hope.
Let's go.
So, and we've got a couple in the chamber that I wanted to hold off as we continue down the road, and maybe we get some of these guys on again. And
Tom
kind of
Brady,
follow
let's
it
go.
along. Yeah, Tom Brady.
Tom
I don't know
Brady.
about
Jags,
that.
Pats. Oh, no? Oh, okay. I thought we had something going.
Well, if the game's on Fox, maybe.
There you go.
I don't think they're prancing Tom brought there. Although, you know what's funny is, Tom, I don't know when these interviews have taken place, but don't you feel, or maybe it's just my algorithm, that I end up with a lot of like Tom Brady podcasty stuff from a lot of different people too. It's not just like, I know he goes on, what is it, Cowherd or something like that sometimes, or part of his Fox thing, but he's on with a lot of different podcasts. So like, is he just doing a lot of this stuff? And it's actually cool to listen to Brady because, you know, when you have great players, you're like, oh, how the hell do you relate?
Mm-hmm.
Like, this dude's going to tell me how to live my life, and he's like the greatest quarterback of all time. Like, you feel that way with Tiger, right? So Tiger Woods, greatest golfer, or one of the greatest golfers, and I don't think any of us feel like we relate to Tiger, or we relate really to Michael Jordan.
Yeah.
Yet I do feel like there's a sense of relating a little bit more to Brady because he does not feel athletically
That's funny.
inhuman.
You're right, but
you know
it's
what I'm
funny.
saying? Like, he just does not feel that way. So
Yeah, I get what you're saying.
So
like
I
you
think
kinda
when he's
mucked in the situation, is that what you're saying? Like,
well, no, like when he's telling us that if whatever he does on a podcast or whatever he did, I think I don't know if it's his roast or whenever when he's been celebrated, and there's this famous one out there from him now where it's like, hey, you don't need to be great at anything, you need to be consistent.
Yeah.
You know, and he'll talk about how you get to greatness. Well, I think a lot of his message can relate to a lot of people.
Yeah.
If you want that. When Michael Jordan is trying to tell me how he became the greatest, maybe mentally there are some things like the chip on the shoulder and everything else, but there's so much physically that are unrelatable with him.
Yeah.
And then Tiger, again, is on a different planet, I think, mentally and physically of what he did in the game of golf that I don't even think we want to go where Tiger went as in our place. Like it just felt so robotic at times and so narrow-minded. That's all he cared about. That I think it felt unhealthy to us as like a normal person. I don't feel that from Brady. I mean,
you
Brady,
watch that combine 40-yard dash, and you're like, well, I can relate to this guy a little bit.
Yeah, and you see him like during the roast and everything. He had fun on Netflix,
Yeah.
you know, like, yeah.
I feel like he was great, and whatever he did to be great, and he did stuff like I couldn't do, like not drink coffee or whatever it is, you know, but I also do think like he also feels like he can go play golf and have fun with the guys and do other things. Like I never felt that way with Tiger watching him progress through this. It was like, now Tiger, as we learned, he was doing some things that anyway, but it was just so narrow-minded.
Yeah. Well, and especially like I'm not going to see Tiger Woods wearing an anime shirt or Michael Jordan wearing an anime like One Piece shirt probably.
Yeah.
Well, Tom Brady is.
And do you feel that way, or am I wrong? Do you feel like he's relatable more than maybe some of the greatest?
No, I mean, I think so. When he played football, I thought he was on that plane with Michael and Tiger, just in terms of because you see, like the only thing you had to go up with Tom Brady was what you saw on the sidelines of him, like chewing people out and like throwing the iPad down on Josh McDaniels. Like that's what I had to go off. I'm like, okay, yeah, Tom Brady's different. And then once he retired, and maybe it was just like the PR saying, "Hey, let's help your image out a little bit. Let's do this roast. Let's get you in more commercials and everything." Yeah. And it seemed like they kind of brought him down more to the human element a little bit. Yeah. So I do agree with you. I think if you want to have a beer with somebody and it, like not be awkward, I think Brady is probably the way to go because Mike, I'll just be like in awe and just be like, Remember, back in '95, that was really cool, huh? Like, so I can have a conversation with him, and with Tiger, it's just, dude, you're Tiger Woods. Come on, you probably don't drink beer. I don't know, like, but doesn't have time for it,
Exactly. That being said, well, before I get, I think we're right here, so I'll go back to Morse in just a moment. But isn't that kind of fun right now with today's? Let's just take these two quarterbacks. I think Trevor is very normal. Or as normal as you can be in a star kind of way, right? Like he feels very normal, from Waffle House to getting squatted last week. But to also, everybody in Jacksonville knows, and we know this is such a great fit for him, because if you see him out to dinner in Ponte Vedra, he'll probably say hi and take a picture and all that stuff, and he won't have this entourage around him, right? He doesn't do that. It doesn't seem like. I feel like Josh Allen is the same way for Buffalo. See, I think Josh Allen is so likable. I know people are going to hate the Bills this weekend, and maybe the Bills fans. Like, Steph didn't have good experiences with the Bills fans back in 2017. She was telling me last night, she's like, I don't like the Bills fans. I was like, oh, okay. But
Brent, and I quote, they threatened to circle the wagons on my bitch, you know what? A word. I probably could have sworn. Well, I mean, Mitch Morse said the S word. I can say a couple
You got
words.
one. You get one.
Yeah.
But
yeah, come on.
But I think Josh Allen, like, these two guys are so good for the league. And there are others. I'm just saying, in this football game, this is why I do think Nance and CBS and everybody else really likes this football game, because you got two players playing really well, but they're so good for the league. They're fun to be around. They're really everything. They're the perfect faces of the franchises, the CEOs that you would want for any team in the National Football League or in professional sports. And to me, I think people like that. I think there is something relatable to that with both of these players that will take the field Sunday.
Yeah, and I say this all the time, where you have to have a coach that matches your city. I think the same thing goes for the quarterback position as well. And I think with Josh Allen, you take this dude out of Wyoming and you go to another climate that feels pretty comfortable, I'm sure, in Buffalo. And then all of a sudden, you're married to Haley Steinfeld. You're kind of like, maybe outkicking your coverage a little bit. But like that's I feel like that's kind of what Buffalo is, right? Like, let's be honest. And there's similarities to Jacksonville, right? Because
a lot.
We live in Florida. Okay, maybe we're not Orlando. Maybe we're not Miami. Maybe we're not even Tampa in terms of tourism and check this out, right? And Buffalo, it's like, you got wings. But, you got like Manhattan and like New York City and everything. But hey, we got wings and the Sabres.
Wings and snow.
Wings and snow. So I do think sometimes you're kind of an afterthought. Now the Bills obviously are storied because of their fan base and everything and their history. But like, we're both kind of afterthoughts at the end of the day. Yeah. And I think in terms of quarterbacks, Josh Allen, he wasn't he was touted. He wasn't the highest coveted guy out of the draft. He goes to Buffalo and, makes a home there. And once again, having that Wyoming kid there in Buffalo, I think made a lot of sense. And then with Trevor, he was the front runner, right? He was he was the golden child, all this stuff. But then you see his personality and it's like, there is a lot of Jacksonville-esque, I think, to the way that Trevor carries himself.
Yeah. That's a good point. Like, he doesn't fit Jacksonville like Bortles.
No, or Minshew.
Or Minshew, right?
Yeah.
But he really fits Jacksonville in a different way, and the fit is perfect here. Yeah. And you know why I think he fits Jacksonville? Because he loves it.
Yeah.
Like, he loves this place. It really does.
Yeah.
Like so many people do, actually, after they've been here. But, I mean, he genuinely... There's not a thought in your mind. I remember, like, some people were saying, wasn't Orlovsky, like, last year or something when all the mess was going on, like, ask out of Jacksonville or something, trade to the Titans for the number one pick. Wouldn't he said that? But some
That's
people...
your boy, Brent. I don't know. You tell me.
I know. I think he did say that. But some people will say that about whatever quarterback.
Yeah.
And, like, I just think that's so the farthest thing that ever, because I think he's so in on trying to get it right in Jacksonville, because I think he loves this place.
Yeah.
Like it's his own,
Yeah. And listen, I mean, I grew up with Brett Favre in Green Bay, and even though Brett Favre was a Southern dude and everything, like it seemed like he just fit that community. He fit what it meant to be a Green Bay Packer. I think Lamar Jackson, MVP winner, I think he is the mold of Baltimore.
Yeah.
Right? Like they embrace him. I'll be honest, I like Joe Burrow a lot. I'm not sure if Joe Burrow is necessarily a Cincinnati guy.
I don't know where he'd fit. Where do you think Joe Burrow would fit? Is he more Tampa, Miami guy?
That's a good question. I feel him more like a New York kind of guy.
Is he
don't
more
you?
New York
I mean, like
or LA?
His story isn't really like necessarily LA or New York, but like I just think his personality now,
Would
just
fit.
the flash. I think that would be a better fit.
Yeah, probably. That's why I would think New York, Miami, LA might fit a little bit.
Yeah.
I did have this earlier with the coordinators, and you're the guy that's talked about this in the past of teams that fit who they are. We talked about this with Dan Campbell in Detroit.
Yep.
Do you think we found this here now, like that this
with
team
with Liam?
Yeah, this style is such a good fit.
Yeah, I mean, to me, it's everything, and it's the reason why they've won as many games as they've won. Because I think coaches in the past, and 99% of the coaches out there, wouldn't run the team like Liam Cohen's running it. They wouldn't, because, and this was my big turnoff to Liam Cohen in the get-go, because it was apparent right away when the season got started that they're listening to everything.
Yeah.
And I thought, like, okay, well, that's going to be a distraction. Like, if you're worried about, like, what this guy over here is saying, what this guy over here is saying and everything, like, should you just kind of be focusing on implementing an offense and, like, implementing, like, what the culture is going to be?
Yeah, put the blinders on.
And not worry about that? Yeah, because this is how coaches think. Like, coaches, okay, blinders, it's focused on the opponent. Don't worry about the outside noise. That's all I've heard my entire football career is don't listen to the outside noise. And Liam Cohen took it and turned it on its head and said, we're not only going to listen to it, we're going to have it in stereo, and we're going to keep reinforcing it. And that's what I think Jacksonville needed. Because once again, and this is kind of like the Detroit thing with Campbell too, but even more so I think with Jacksonville, and you could call it a small market team or whatever, but when you're kind of the forgotten team a little bit, right? Like when there's other teams in conversation and you're kind of always the afterthought, then it's on you to try to get respect. And it's on you to try to say, like, don't forget about us. And I think there's two ways of going about it. You can just say, you know what? We'll just prove it with our playing and we'll be really hush-hush about it and see what happens. Or use it as motivation and say, hey, guys, look what they're saying about us. It's us against everybody right now. And that's what it is. Like, Liam Cohen found the ultimate motivational factor for this team. And it's a motivational factor that I think has been lacking the past, 5, 6, 7 years. It's the fact that nobody really respects you. Like, you're always kind of an afterthought. There's teams that we're better on that get a lot more publicity and a lot more clout. And then here we are just going about our business and no one's respecting us. Like, he found a way to tap into that emotional element. And that's, I think, made guys practice harder. It's made them play better, and it's made them have more of a sense of pride to what it means to put on the jersey.
Yeah, I think you're right. And by the way, if you watch some of the national coverage, I think Peter Schrager did a piece on Cohen or something, but some of it's so surface level because you can tell they're like introducing the world to the Jaguars. Like, you've got to go like, this is their head coach. Yeah. His name is Liam Cohen. He once said Duval. It's like, all right, well, we're freaking 18 weeks into the season. Like, even teams and people or networks that cover the NFL on a daily basis, they haven't really introduced their audience.
Everyone's trying to catch
the
up.
Jacksonville Jaguars, a 13-win team. Someone in the chat just said, no, I can't remember if I found it. I think it was Daniel Kilkenny. The Bills, if you look at their roster, it's amazing the Bills even reached the playoffs with the roster that they have. Do you feel that way? Because I wonder if you say the same thing about the Jags. Like, I think you would say it's amazing that they won 13 games with this roster.
Of course.
For sure. But do you say about the Jags and the Bills, like at the beginning of the year, if you just stack up the rosters, take obviously the good play of the quarterback out.
Yeah.
Would you say, well, these are playoff rosters? I think that's a fair point. You might not.
You might not, right? Because we didn't perceive Devin Lloyd to have an all-pro type of season, right? So there's a couple names that are Parker Washington.
Or the defense doing what it did.
Yeah, or Parker Washington, obviously being that training camp dude, but then all of a sudden now is like really showing like, yeah, I'm also a legit wide receiver during the regular season as well. Like, no, there's definitely some surprises, but I think if you look at Buffalo and once again, like when you have a guy like Brandon Cooks be your lead wide receiver a couple weeks ago, like, yeah, that's surprising a little bit, So, I mean, listen, if you take the rosters right now, you're taking the Jags roster all day. And maybe this is more just fantasy football focus or whatever, but, I mean, you're taking the Jags roster all day. So, yeah, I am a little surprised that, the Bills are as highly touted with what they have at their disposal. But once again, this is what happens when you have one of the best quarterbacks in the league in Josh Allen.
Yeah, and that's what you can carry
on. And a solid running game with James Cook as well.
Yeah, I mean, the quarterback, when he's playing at this kind of level, can obviously carry you to even, these kind of places. The question is, can Josh Allen carry him to the Super Bowl with the way they're built? And I think that's kind of what's coming out of. That's where you get that stuff that I'm like, wait a minute, people are sleeping on him. It's like, well, I don't know if they're sleeping on him as much as can this one guy do it all, because they're not as good a football team as maybe the Philadelphia Eagles, the Seattle Seahawks, maybe even the Denver Broncos, maybe even the Jacksonville Jaguars. Yeah, with the lack of flaws. Back to Mitch Morse just a little bit. We just had him on. He was fantastic about all these different things. But I love the praise for Hainsey.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, he's right, by the way. I think that's a $7 million deal on Hainsey. Macari was the more expensive. I want to say that was like a 3-year, $34, $35 million deal. But Hainsey has been so good. And we wondered this a little bit this year. It's like what I liked about the signings, and again, I think you could go find this. I'm not just doing this in hindsight. What we liked about, I think, Macari and Hainsey is we were getting some guys and taking a little bit of a flyer on guys that, first of all, had some experience, but also were like 26, 27, 28 years old, somewhere in that way when they signed them, that you could say, hey, if this works, they can be around. This isn't just a one-off thing to go find your next. Like when they did sign Mitch Morse, he obviously was at the time of his career. There was a little bit of a stopgap to get to the next center of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Like Hainsey could sit here and be the starting center of the Jacksonville Jaguars for the next 5 years. And I know they like Monheim. They might have drafted that guy too. Yeah. But they might not need that. They might go the next 5 years without needing a center.
Well, and this is all Liam Cohen, right? Like Liam Cohen knew exactly who he's bringing in here.
True.
And
great field.
It's a fantastic field. Because, I don't know, if you're James Gladstone, right, and Liam Cohen's saying, hey, I think we should bring over Hainsey. I mean, if I'm James Gladstone, I'm going, okay, but if you're so good, then why didn't, you're the offensive coordinator. Why wasn't he starting the entire season last year? Those are questions that you probably have to raise up a little bit. But obviously nobody knew him better than Liam Cohen. Liam Cohen put, his stamp of approval, and we're here now. So, yeah, I think it's a great feel from Liam Cohen, but I think it's a great job of James Gladstone for, once again, Gladstone, I'm sure, did his due diligence, but this was all because of Liam Cohen.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, let's do this. Let's stay on time. I don't want to sleep on. I want to do this. I thought of it this morning, or maybe last night. Actually, I saw our big box, the envelope game.
Oh yeah,
and and we're not going to be able to do that this year, folks, because we don't need an EVP, a GM, a head coach around here. So I was thinking, what about the envelope game right now as the playoffs get started for who wins the Super Bowl? So, envelope game before the end of the show. We'll do it as well. And then you guys can send them in, sports@actionnewsjacks.com. If you put them in the chat, we could probably go back and find them as well. But I say that's less likely.
Please don't.
So we'll have a prize to give away if you send it to sports@actionnewsjacks.com. But we've got a couple of layers of it. Who's going to win the Super Bowl? Who will they play in the Super Bowl will be the first tiebreaker. And then give us a score so we can get the next tiebreaker just in case.
Okay.
Because obviously we could have a ton of answers that are the same. When you say the Jags are going to win the Super Bowl.
Against who?
And we'll put ours into, and will we say the Jags are going to win the Super Bowl here on a Friday before the whole postseason even begins. So if you want to play along, we like the envelope game. We have some fun with it. And so sports@actionnewsjacks.com. We'll give away some things for the winner or winners, obviously, in February. Welcome to the Natty. By the way, the one thing that I slept on until they said it last night is Miami's going to play in Miami.
In their away jerseys.
Oh, will they be in their away jerseys? How about that? So what kind of advantage is that? I don't know. I mean, you're either good or you're not, but I would say that's a pretty decent advantage. It's not like they have to fly out to California or Arizona to play in this game, but not a bad little bonus.
What do you think the ticket prices are going for
that one?
Yeah. If Oregon makes it.
We'll look it up after the break.
Look it up.
Oh, yeah, Oregon, yeah. Probably pretty good.
We'll see.
You might not have to worry.
Oh, thanks, man.
Kind of hoping
I'm
you
gonna be
don't.
busy though too. With let's go Indiana now.
Hey, the other thing that I'd like to do here is how's this game going to play out? I just asked Mitch that.
Yeah.
I want to get your thoughts on how do you think this game is going to play out, because it's still fascinating to me. I wonder how the Jags are coming out in this game. Are they running, or are they putting it in Trevor's hands?
Yep.
Still don't know. That is going to be my surprise on Sunday to see how it plays out. I'll have my thoughts on it too. We'll do that when we come back. Noon hour still ahead.
Hi, I'm Greg Mackey from Cycles of Jacksonville. Whether you're looking for a side-by-side, ATV, motorcycle, or scooter, we have what you need.
Get a Moto Guzzi Stone Corsa for just $235 a month, or a Triumph Trident for as low as $207 a month, or the popular Honda Rebel 1100 DCT starting at a low $204 a month.
Stop by and choose your adventure from all of our great brands, only at Cycles of Jacksonville on Atlantic Boulevard. Family owned and operated since 1983.
Hello, I'm Kenny Lay of Kenny Lay & Associates. Since 2003, our firm has fought exclusively for the rights of men in family law. Divorce, modification of child support, alimony, custody, and more, all for men. A father is vitally important to a child's life, and being a man is not a reason to pay more in child support or alimony. I'm a single father. I get it. If you have a divorce or other family law issue, contact Kenny Lay & Associates at divorcemenonly.com.
We've been telling you about the Action Sports Jax 24/7 network for over a year now. How to find it, what to see. Simply put, it's TV online. Local sports content all day, every day. Just like this.
Did you always want to make history? Like, think that big, or just say, hey, I want to play in the NFL?
I always say I wanted to play in the NFL.
Cuts it back to her left side, takes a shot,
Oh,
and into the
my
back of the
goodness.
net.
Oh, what a pass.
Oh my goodness!
What a pass.
Say he doesn't make a tackle, you still feel like his presence is felt in every single play.
I did have a sense that they wanted to be bold, that they wanted to make a splash.
It's content you won't find on TV. Find it on actionsportsjax.com and just sit back and watch local sports all day on the Action Sports Jax 24/7 network.
How do we make Mason's famous lobster rolls? It's simple. We get up before dawn, head into the open waters of Maine, haul in our traps by hand, and send only the best straight to our restaurants, where we add warm butter or chilled mayo with a squeeze of lemon and pile it on a toasted split-top roll, just like it's been done for nearly a century. That's the recipe for Mason's famous lobster rolls.
What's been going on?
We're both dealing with a lot of guilt right now.
Can't sleep, can't eat.
eating.
See that brand new Hyundai Santa Fe? We only paid $4 for it.
Looks like we're out of time. Breathing exercises. Inhale, exhale.
Enjoy the new car.
Okay, thanks.
Deal so right, it almost feels wrong. The Hyundai Getaway Sales Event.
Get a Hyundai Santa Fe with 0% APR for 60 months, plus 0 payments for 90 days, or get $3,500 bonus cash. Hurry in.
What a throw! Touchdown, Jaguars!
We're coming for you.
They're gonna get him on the ground, and that's gonna end the ball game.
We show no mercy.
Lawrence looking deep in the end zone. Touchdown!
Duval!
ETN is gonna take it all the way.
Right here on CBS 47. CBS 47.
Right here.
Your official station of the Jacksonville Jaguars.
And the Jaguars strike first.
Go Jags.
You have the opportunity to explore what you might want to do with your life.
There's so many opportunities here that it can spark interest that you didn't even know you had.
Baker's Sports. It's a hometown business filled with hometown people trying to make you feel
right at home.
Chris Conley, Jacksonville University. Walker Wright, class of 2018, West Nassau High School.
Michael Young, Fletcher High School.
Baker Sports started in a grassroots way and now outfits much of the Southeast.
Samuel Coffrin, Paxton School for Advanced Studies.
High school sports, travel sports, youth sports of all kinds. They are a one-stop shop carrying Nike, Adidas, Under Armour brands, and more.
Vincent Caldes, Oak Leaf High School.
Tony Mazzio, Stanwood High School, class of 2002.
Whether it's sports teams on the field or it's your team in the workplace, like our Action Sports Jacks team, and community events like the Dream 18 Golf Tournament, and many others.
Cole Tilley, Hilliard High School. Reagan Webb, Eagles View Academy.
Look good, feel good, play good with Baker Sports. Custom sports apparel since 1997. Shop with the hometown team at bakersport.com.
Welcome back to the Brent and Austen Show, streaming on the Action Sports Jacks 24/7 network.
I'll take a look at this from Daniel Griffiths and really a breakdown this week of his 25 numbers. One of the fun things Daniel's been doing is really highlighting Trevor when leading and trailing or neutral, and you would think like you'd have more interceptions when you're trailing, trying to force the issue. Kind of one of the odd stats of Trevor this year, he actually has like hardly any when he's trailing or even neutral. But when he was in the lead, and a lot of the interceptions, of course, came in the first half of the year, and they were winning games because of the turnovers and things like that, but that's where some of the mistakes came. So I guess that's, you talk about better mistakes. I always talk about on the like where on the field they are, in the red zone or deep in your own end where you're going to give up maybe a touchdown too quick. It's hard. You got to do it in the middle of the field if you're going to make a mistake, like between the 35s, I would say. If you're going to make a mistake, that's the ideal area to do it. So his mistakes have actually come at, well, better times if you're in the lead rather than when you're trailing, I would suggest. So good breakdown of Trevor Lawrence. Daniel's been doing a lot of great stuff. So if you want more content and really in-depth on the numbers, check out actionsportsjacks.com. He's got 4 different articles up this week, just another one released today. But the Trevor Lawrence one was a deep dive, and we'll hit a couple of the other ones throughout the rest of the show because he did some interesting angles along with just setting up the game, of course, coming up on Sunday here in Jacksonville on CBS 47. Just a reminder, by the way, tonight we will have Jag Social with Olivia Tassley at 7 o'clock on Fox 30. We will also have another Chase for the Championship at 7:30. If you missed some of our Mitch Morse conversation, we'll play a little bit of that, some of our Jim Nance conversation. We'll be sprinkling a lot of different things in through the weekend with Action Sports Jacks Primetime. I'll be live at the stadium starting at 7 a.m. on Sunday, and we've got an hour countdown to kickoff, 90-minute postgame show. I know there's a game going on at 4:30, but if you want all Jag stuff on TV, on CBS 47, we're doing Win or Lose, a post-game show here from Liam Cohen, Trevor, the rest of the locker room immediately following the game. So we'll have that for you on Sunday, and then hopefully we'll get ramped up for another week, either at home.
Yeah.
The Jags actually just pushed out, to season ticket members, early requests, if you will.
Big Chargers fans.
Divisional. Yes, big Charger fans on Sunday night. And that's kind of the interesting thing, right? The Jaguars won't know if they do win, they don't know if they're going on the road or home until late Sunday night, around 11 o'clock. I believe the next week, and this is getting way ahead, but we kind of have to do that in the world we're operating in right now, that if they go on the road, they will play on Saturday, is my belief. And if they actually are home because the Chargers were to win, they would play on Sunday. And the reason for that is the Baltimore-Houston game. Whoever wins that game, I believe, won't play until Sunday because they're playing Monday
they're trying
night.
to do, okay.
They're not going to shorten their week, right? They're not going to. They're already playing Monday. They're not going to have them play on Saturday.
I didn't even think about that, but that makes a lot of sense.
So if you're thinking about it, if they're home, it'll be a Sunday home game. If it's a road game to New England, I think it'll be a Saturday game. That's what I'm predicting. Could they put both AFC games on Sunday? I guess, but that's pretty uncommon when you get to the divisional round.
And technically, right? I mean, they would have a day up on the Texans. There's no way for the Texans to just catch up.
Well, they can't play the Texans in round 2.
Oh, they would go to Denver. My bad. My bad.
The Texans would go to Denver.
Right.
So Jags are either playing. Well, no. Actually, no.
If the Chargers win,
right.
they go to Denver and we host Houston.
My bad. I'm sorry.
So we would have a
Houston
day
or Baltimore,
because they're playing Monday night.
Yeah, you're right. You're right. So, yes.
I mean, really, that's a 36-hour advantage.
That could be, it's a little bit of an advantage. Playing that Monday, that's why I think they do that to the 4-5 game on the Monday night. That's why they want to do that, because you can be at a disadvantage of a day less.
Yeah.
But that shouldn't go to a 1, 2, or 3 seed, is kind of why they do that. Brent Martineau, Austen Lane, Jason Hamby. Again, Mitch Morse interview, really enjoyed it. A lot of insight on these two football teams, specifically the Jacksonville Jaguars. And you can go back and see that on the podcast as well. It'll be up at 1:30 or all the social media channels where we've been putting stuff. Republic Services recycled headlines of the day. Let's get into that. RecyclingSimplified.com here in the new year. Don't forget to recycle at your workplace or at home. And we wait and see on Cole Van Lanen. Didn't practice Wednesday, Thursday. Looks like Jarian Jones is going to be okay. Overall, the Jags are pretty healthy. How significant is Cole Van Lanen here and the watch that happens either today, or I would assume that he would, even if practices a little bit, be listed as questionable going into Sunday? How big of a deal is that given the depth of the Jacksonville Jaguars? Have we not made a big enough deal out of potentially the injury of Cole Van Lanen?
I think it's a huge deal. And this is the matter of arguably your best blocking tackle right now, whether it's pass blocking or run blocking, might not be suiting up. Yeah, I mean, I think it's as big a deal as it gets.
Amby, you feel that same way? I'll be honest with you, I don't.
Okay.
And I don't know if that's accurate. I'm just giving you my thought. I feel like the Jags have done such a good job figuring out that offensive line, and moving Walker Little back over to left tackle doesn't scare me.
Okay.
And I know what the stats say. I know what people said. I'll listen to what Mitch Morse just said, too. He's like, he didn't believe that he should be getting as much criticism as he does. That's a former teammate. I understand that. But I just feel like they have answers, at least. You're not just going to put a guy out there that hasn't been out there. I mean, Walker Little has played left tackle so many times, it would be his natural position, and then you figure out the right guard spot, which could include McCarry, who's actually back at practice.
Well, yeah, that's what I would say, Brent, is if it was just Van Lanen that was out, but McCarry was back, and you're putting Walker Little at left tackle, obviously McCarry back at right guard, I wouldn't be that. I mean, that's what you rolled out for half the season. So there's at least continuity there. But if you're saying both those guys, obviously McCarry looks to not, we'll see. If it's Walker Little at left tackle and like an Adoga at right guard, I think I'm concerned. And I think maybe you're grateful that the Bills' front four is by far not the strength of their team. You think your stars, lucky
Russo's
stars.
a tough matchup.
Yeah,
for anyone. I think.
But relative to Denver, I mean, Houston, even the Patriots, I mean, no thanks.
Yeah. By the way, Stephen, thank you. Did I say Baltimore like multiple times? Yeah, Pittsburgh did win that game, right?
Yeah, I think so.
Indeed.
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah, I could care less about who won that 4 seed, obviously.
Yeah,
you know what's funny is, like, I was thinking this earlier in the week, we had up that graphic. It said Baltimore or Pittsburgh. I'm still trying to figure out who won. It was an either-or game.
Yeah.
So, hey, we'll see about today what happens with Cole Van Lanen. What's your hunch? Think he plays?
Yeah, I think he does. But once again, this is just and I have nothing to go off of. I haven't heard anything, but I just go off of, like, once again, the locker room interaction after the win against the Colts.
Yeah, and I saw him yesterday in the locker room. He doesn't strike me as a guy. He's not playing, but
wasn't in a wheelchair, wasn't on crutches?
Well, it wasn't any of that, right? Like Jordan Lewis was in the locker room on a scooter, right? That's a little different.
Yeah.
But I will tell you this now, and I know some of these games are different, but Hainsey a couple of weeks ago, he's sitting there working out before the game, and I'm like, damn, man, he looks good. He looks ready to go. There was another time earlier this year, maybe it was Ezra Cleveland or somebody else, and I said, oh, they look ready to go, and they held him out and didn't play. Now, that's a different animal. When you talk about the playoffs, you don't really hold people out, okay? You get to this part. But I don't have a good feel for it other than in my mind, it hasn't been made that big of a situation this week. So I feel like everybody kind of thinks that, okay, they're just kind of giving him a rest Wednesday, Thursday. He'll be back out there in some capacity, and then he'll be there on Sunday. I think that's kind of like the subconscious thought. I don't know if it's right or wrong.
Yeah.
Heck, I don't even know what Liam Cohen said today in his news. I doubt he shed light on it. He doesn't usually do that. So Cole Van Lanen's the one big question mark.
Yep.
We know that. Outside of that, let's do some script writing.
Mm-hmm.
How do you think this game goes?
Yep.
On Sunday. And by the way, this isn't from a Jags standpoint. This is just how do you think it goes?
I mean,
what do you envision?
Give me a little more specific. How's the offense? How's Cohen going to come out with the offense?
Yeah, like here's the deal. I think this reminds me of a game. I keep bringing up the Chargers game. I think the Jags are going to approach this like, let's see if we can pound the rock and if it works. And I think they're going to try that early. I've also gone this far in my script writing head, and I told the sports office this yesterday. I said, why do I feel like Trevor's going to throw an early interception and everybody's going to be like, oh, my gosh, it's the Chargers again? And then he's going to bounce back and throw like 3 touchdowns, and the Jags are going to score 30-something points. Like I could see that happening in a script kind of way. But, Austin, my mind keeps going back to the Chargers game. And I think that's what the Jags are going to try to do. I don't think they're going to have that level of success because Buffalo knows that's a weakness, and they're going to be ears up on that. So I think the Jags will try to run the football more than they have run in the last month easily.
Yeah, without a doubt. And you know me, man, I'm kind of a nerd when it comes to all this stuff. So it's interesting that the Chargers game, when they implemented the 12 personnel, and this was kind of the coming up party of Quentin Morris.
Yeah.
Like, I guess it was out of necessity because they didn't have Brenton Strange. Like, when they ran the ball the best and they ran split zone was when Brenton Strange was out. When Brenton Strange came back, you saw some 12 personnel, but they went from I think at the Chargers, it was 30 or 40% a clip. They went down to 20-something a clip when Strange came back. So what does that mean? Does it mean that they see Strange as obviously he's a great run blocker, but he can do a lot more things with them, put him in motion? Because we've seen the past couple weeks that Strange has been out as an X spot. He's been out, in the slot. They put him everywhere. Now, is that by design or is that maybe a little gamesmanship to try to show the Bills something else? I think it's gamesmanship. And knowing what I think I know with Liam Cohen, and if you go back to last season with the Buccaneers, if you remember how that whole thing went down, they play Washington in the first round at home of the playoffs. Washington, pretty solid defense in terms of their secondary, very bad at stopping the run. But at that point, you had a guy in Baker Mayfield that a lot of people were saying was playing almost at an MVP caliber level. And even though Bucky Urban was doing his thing, Baker Mayfield and Mike Evans being back healthy, that was kind of their identity. Well, Baker Mayfield had 18 attempts in that game? And they try to run the ball because that's what Washington was giving them. So I think sometimes with Liam Cohen, we want to overthink him. Okay, this guy's an offensive genius. Yeah, he's an offensive genius, but you know why he's an offensive genius? Because he takes what the defense gives them.
Yeah.
What we know anything about the Buffalo Bills right now is that they can't stop the run. That's what the numbers say. I know it. Brent knows it. Hamby, you know it. Liam Cohen knows it. So that, I believe, is what's going to get exposed here. This isn't a situation where it's okay, let's try to get Trevor, in front of the world and try to showcase. No. This is the playoffs now. You don't have to win with style. You just have to win. And I think the easiest path to victory out the get-go is using Travis Etienne and seeing what you got there. And then trying to build off that.
Yeah, and I think there's something to the freshness of Etienne. I talked to him this week in the locker room. He said he feels really good. And I feel like guys, this is a story that we have not really talked about a lot, right? We wonder if the Jags going to run. It's all Trevor. Everybody's talking about Trevor, the different receivers are using. But I don't know if people are talking enough about Travis Etienne, and I wonder if he feels that. So think about this. Liam Cohen, the ultimate motivator. Hey, we're underdogs in this game. Mm-hmm. What do you think he's saying to Travis Etienne this week? You think that guy's got a little fire in his belly?
Yeah.
All they're talking about is James Cook, man. You had 1,400 scrimmage yards, 13 touchdowns. You've been doing this 3 out of the last 4 years like this, and nobody's talking about you.
Yeah.
Everybody's talking about Trevor. We're going to throw it. We're going to pound the rock, and we're going to run on their ass.
Yeah.
And you're going to be the guy. I think I think there's a very real chance he's the most motivated guy on the football team. I also can't get over, Rich Jones asked me today, who's like the X factor in the game. I do think it's Brenton Strange in many respects, because when I think about a guy just delivering a block and setting the tone, I think of Brenton Strange in that one, whoever they played, block. And then also you get guys like LaQuinn Allen playing physical, and now Quentin Morris playing physical and everything else. I think that's the one thing some national folks have really said about this game is the Jags are just bigger and more physical than Buffalo. So do we really vanilla this thing down and simplify it and say, this is football. This is the playoffs. They are the more physical football team.
Do you try to take possessions away?
That's so funny, man. You're like my kid. Ty's asking me this last night when I get home, right?
Well, because I wasn't thinking that, but that what you just said, that normally 90% of the time when you know that you're going to out physical somebody, you want to, and you have a team specifically like Josh Allen, you want to minimize their opportunities.
So So Ty's asking me this, and I don't really think they think about this that much in this kind of situation, and I'll come back to it in a moment. But he was asking me this late last night.
Don't compare me to Ty again.
Well, it's not a bad thing. I mean, from football, so you guys don't think alike. But he's asking, do they want a ton of possessions? Like, do you want to race up and down the field because your offense is going well, or do you want to keep theirs off the field, right? Do you think about it? What I think about in that instance is if I'm not that good on offense, but I can pound the rock, most of the times you want to keep it away from the high-power offense because they're better than you, and so you want to limit possessions.
Yeah.
So, but I also don't think you want to sit there and give Josh Allen 12 or 13 possessions in the football game. Sure. So my point is, I think it's very neutralized in that respect because Liam Cohen knows they can score it. So sure, give me the damn ball. We'll go score.
Yeah.
But he also isn't playing keep away. I don't think that's the intent of this. I think the intent is less about possessions and more about domination and what your strengths are in this matchup with the Buffalo Bills. So, heck, it might not be a 14-play, 80-yard drive over 8 minutes, even if you run the ball.
Yeah.
I think it could be we just run the ball and, damn, we broke off a 43-yarder and then we scored and it took 2.5 minutes.
Yeah.
I think he's going to let the game come to him in that. I don't think possessions are on his mind and milking the clock. I think it's more just dominate the trenches are on his mind.
I think dominate the trenches for sure, but also because this is the Bills defense and they're not going to throw something new at you now. Like, they're going to try to take Brian Thomas Jr. away, like a lot of teams have tried to do. And I think we spoke on this, I think, 2 days ago. Trevor's like best ball right now is just over the middle of the short to intermediate. So that's going to be there as well. And once again, and I don't know if Vegas got a hold of this or what, because I just looked it up. Go back to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers with Baker Mayfield and company and everything. Look at how many times Baker had designed runs against the Commanders. Trevor Lawrence's prop bet last week against the Colts was like 12 yards rushing.
Yeah.
This week it's 25 right now.
Wow.
I wouldn't be surprised if there's going to be a little more design with Trevor Lawrence now to run the football as well, just to kind of keep the Bills' defense honest a little bit, and especially where if there is an intense focus of giving Etienne or Tootin the ball, I mean, there's nothing better than, having like that play action boot, and all of a sudden that's open for 10, 15 yards for Trevor Lawrence with his legs as well. So, we've complimented Trevor in terms of he's had great feel in the pocket. He's taken off when he's had to. I wonder now if this is going to be the game where it's like he can take off when he feels he has to, but how about some design plays too that are going to use his legs?
Yeah. By the way, I think I saw something where the Bills give up 6.7 yards per run to quarterbacks, which is the most in the league this year. So I agree with you. I think this will be a leg game for Trevor as well, to some degree. And listen, I also think it's going to be a leg game for Josh Allen. I think Josh Allen might go for 50-plus in this game.
He might have to.
He might have to. And that's the point. You just said it. It's a have-to time. It's a got-to-have-it time.
Yeah.
So that means Trevor's selling out. Josh Allen's selling out. You sell out this time of year.
Yep.
And you lower your shoulder this time of year and take what comes.
Yep.
So I think there'll be plenty. I think we're going to see probably I don't know what the record is for combined rushing yards in a game for QBs. I'm sure it's pretty high.
Yeah.
But I think we could see a good chunk of rushing yards out of the quarterback position. I think somebody earlier, maybe it was Delphonic, said it could be a 200-yard day for the Jags. Well, if it's a 200-yard day, you feel really good for the Jags. Somebody just asked, and I'm not sure who it is. It's do you ever say these type of things to the players since you do locker room interviews? I'm not sure what they're referencing. Do you know, Hamby? Like
no, I don't. That was the first thing that someone new in the chat actually. So welcome.
I'm not really sure exactly
not,
what that's referencing to. So, but if you want to give us a little more detail, I'll answer the question. I
also saw that Josh Allen was, I think, it was about QBR or rating.
Yeah.
Like best in the league by a wide margin on zone blitzes.
Okay.
And worst, maybe not worst, but like bad when he's against man blitzes. Well, and I'm thinking,
Josh Allen eats zones up. By the way,
he's
dude can read zones all.
Well,
day.
That's all the Jags do is zone blitz.
Yes, of course. That makes you a little nervous.
Yeah. So and I'm curious about that. I know I'm really locked in on the offense, run pass, put the ball in Trevor's hands, give the ball to ETN. But I do think there's something here for Campanile because Campanile's had a bunch of answers this year, and he's mixed it up so much. And he also knows the Bills. I think I've kind of slept on that, too, that he's played against Josh Allen a lot. He has plenty of experience. Yeah, because he's been with the Dolphins. He was with the Dolphins for a couple years. So he's seen him quite a bit. And what did they do? What worked? What didn't work? How does that relate to this? I mean, so you're going to be who you are. But I wonder if there's a wrinkle or two from Campanile that is effective. Yeah. I mean, the only defense that I've seen that's been able to actually really shut down Josh Allen is Houston.
Yeah.
Houston, he does not play well. His numbers are horrible in the last couple of years. Other than that, he's very good. I brought this up, I think, multiple times. He has been good in the playoffs. He's 0-4 on the road, but he has 25 touchdowns and 4 picks.
Yeah, and how many of those were to the Chiefs?
Well, 2 of them in the AFC Championship to the Chiefs.
Right.
And the other thing about it is they score. So, like, if you're talking about flow of the game, the Jags have to score. Because 13 playoff games for Josh Allen and the Buffalo Bills, he's only been under 24 points 3 times.
Yeah.
So they have to get to north of 27, in my opinion. Like, this it probably has to be a 30-point game for the Jags to win.
Which is doable. They've done it a lot.
Well, they've done it a lot.
Yeah.
But that's a lofty number to go into a football game and think, we got to score 30. Did you see the stat, by the way? It's a crazy stat. For the Jags since 2007, if the over-under is more than 49, they're 0-23. Who the hell came up? What a
one
weird
more time?
Stat. What does that
Say that
even
one more
mean?
time.
If the over-under is 49 or more, the Jags are 0-23 since 2007.
Yeesh.
What does that even mean, though? Like, why? Like, what's the why on that?
What was it again? Oh.
Over under 49 or more.
Yeah.
Which, by the way, wouldn't happen a lot because the Jags' offenses haven't been great. So maybe that's part of the equation. But meaning if it's over 49, you're usually playing a pretty damn good team, and you're not that good on offense. But I really don't think it's a huge – I can't even figure out the why on it. Like, to me, it doesn't really match up in my mind.
Yeah, because I thought the first time the Colts played here it was like 50, but maybe not.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know.
Yeah, I have no idea
what it was. I mean, 50 is a high number in the NFL.
Yeah. It is.
Right? It's a very high number. In fact, I'm surprised this game only is at, 51.5 or something on the over-under? I feel like this is going north of 51.5.
Yeah.
Like, I'd be stunned if it's not. I just told you. I mean, Buffalo's 24 points usually. Jags are averaging 32 a game right now.
Yeah.
So, yeah, Delphonic, I don't know, man. In 2017, I doubt it was. It was a 45-42 game, but who would have thought? They had just come off a 10-3 game against Buffalo. Nobody was expecting that Steelers game to be that high scoring, I don't think. So, it's a weird stat. I don't get it. I don't really fully understand what it means. I really think what it means is the Jags have been bad in those games because offensively around here, there's been 2 good years in my 18.
Yeah.
Well, 3. 2017, they actually were pretty good on offense. But 2022, they looked like they were good on offense. And this year. But outside of that, it's been a very skeptical offense to begin with in Jacksonville. And not really producing 25 or more points a game, which means when they were playing Peyton Manning back in the day or Tom Brady or whatever else, that means most of that 49 points was on the opposition.
Yeah.
And not the Jags. So I don't think it means a whole hell of a lot. I just thought it was a pretty wild stat that somebody dug up out of that one. If Buffalo's guys looking for needles in a haystack due to the constant 0-4, it's true. You know, I do get wrapped up in the how much we want to, not we, I guess the fans get like caught up in the numbers or the narratives or how much like that affects a little bit of the psyche during the week. And I know it's just a lot of information. I get it. But the bottom line is Sunday, whatever happens, we're going to be able to give you a positive or negative stat.
Yeah.
Because you can create them.
Yeah,
it's just whichever way you want to spin. Yeah. When we come back, we'll get our Hard Rock bets in. Don't forget the envelope game if you want to play. Announce that for the Super Bowl. Want to know the Super Bowl winner, who they would play as one of the tiebreakers, and the score would be the next tiebreaker. So you got to get them in today. We'll give away something later in February, of course, and play along. sports@actionnewsjacks.com if you want to get in our envelope game, since we don't have to pick coaches and GMs and everything else. It's a good thing, but we want to use the box. Do you think we should change the pictures? Get Hackett and Balky out of there?
Hackett's had his time.
Hackett's had it. Maybe Balky has too. We got to change it to the new regime.
The Balky remnants are still living on.
I don't know. It feels like a little bit out of context now.
Yeah. It does.
So maybe we'll put the whole regime up there.
Yeah.
Plus a skinnier Baselli. Lost some weight.
A lot. So is Cohen.
So it's going.
Gladstone's got none to lose.
No, he doesn't. He does not. We'll be right back. When it's time to get a new car for anyone in your family, just remember, nobody but Nimnick, the #1 Buick GMC dealer in Jacksonville. Get the latest price breaks on 2023 and 2024 models or the newest 2025 vehicles in the showroom on Phillips Highway or shop online at nimnickbuickgmc.com 24 hours a day. GMC Sierras, Yukons, and the redesigned Acadias, or get the all-new redesigned line with Buicks. It's nobody but Nimnick, and part of the reason why is this is a first-class buying experience here at Nimnick Buick GMC. You're not just a customer, you're a friend. This is about getting a vehicle that best fits you and getting you on the road, and also helping you and your family down the road. Nimnick has a treating you right guarantee, courtesy, respect, fairness. The most Buicks, GMCs, and Jacksonville's only Car Bravo dealer, nobody but Nimnick. Who has put in the most years and stands behind a better experience? Nobody but Nimnick. GMC. We are professional grade.
There's a saying in sports, you can't win them all, but you can win a lot with good folks on your team. Like that one painter, First Coast. It's tough to beat the sun in Florida, so your home fades. It's tough to beat that HOA when they come calling. Beat the sun, beat the HOA with that one painter, First Coast. And it's a good time to do it. Less rain to work around, and painting in mild temperatures is perfect. After all, the paint bonds to the surface so much better. Give that one painter First Coast a call at 904-417-3557 or look them up at first-coast.thatonepainter.com. Fast estimate, guidance on color and HOA requirements, and the highest quality job you'll find anywhere. Be a big winner in your neighborhood with that one painter First Coast on your team.
It's one of the hot spots in the area.
Welcome you to String Sports Brewery out at the beach. Big crowd on hand tonight. The fans are here.
And now, the newest hot spot at the beach is open. String Sports Brewery in Jax Beach has opened its doors with rave reviews.
We're going to be fans forever.
Cozy up to the bar. Grab a seat in the sports-themed restaurant, or grab a seat outside and feel that breeze coming off the beach as the weather warms. Just like the original location in Springfield, try the popular beer menu and come for lunch or dinner too, because the food is fantastic.
We got a special guest in the house. He's happy. He's feeling good. He's Trayvon Walker.
It's where we hosted Jags Report Live in the football season, and the String Sports Brewery staff can't wait to host you. Hey, welcome back here to String Sports Brewery. And if you haven't checked out the new location in Jax Beach, you got to do it. String Sports Brewery, now with 2 locations in Springfield and now open in Jax Beach on Penman Road.
Hi, I'm Greg Mackey from Cycles of Jacksonville. Whether you're looking for a side-by-side, ATV, motorcycle, or scooter, Honda has what you need.
The Honda Talon. Ultimate performance meets family-friendly fun. Prices starting at $363 a month. Or the sporty Honda CBR 650 starting at an affordable $204 a month.
Stop by and choose your adventure from a full line of Honda products. Only at Cycles of Jacksonville on Atlantic Boulevard. Family owned and operated since 1983.
Hello, I'm Kenny Lay of Kenny Lay & Associates. Since 2003, our firm has fought exclusively for the rights of men in family law. Divorce, modification of child support, alimony, custody, and more, all for men. A father is vitally important to a child's life, and being a man is not a reason to pay more in child support or alimony. I'm a single father. I get it. If you have a divorce or other family law issue, contact Kenny Lay & Associates at divorcemenonly.com.
CGC Water Treatment and Plumbing is taking their 75-plus years of expertise and expanding to CGC Home Services. Water treatment and plumbing is still a big part of what they do, and now they can do even more for you. Home services like kitchen and bathroom remodeling, showers, sinks, faucets, toilet repair, backflow testing, and the list keeps going. Find all they can do at cgchomeservices.com or give them a call, 904-298-7052. It's a new look and a new name with the same expertise. They've been serving homes like yours since 1946. CGC Home Services, right here in Jacksonville off St. John's Bluff Road, 904-298-7052. And visit cgchomeservices.com. Florida license number CFC 1432579.
Welcome back to the Brent and Austen Show, streaming on the Action Sports Jax 24/7 network.
I'm fired up.
What do we got?
This is tonight.
The Cowabungas.
The Jacksonville Cowabungas. Yeah, I'm fired up.
Hey, so you're going?
I'm going.
That's good. Go to the Jacksonville Icemen tonight. I like it.
Catch me there. I got my jersey ready.
I mean, I would have been down, man. It's just that Oregon game. You know?
Yeah.
Hey, you gonna throw down some Bills fans?
Are you wearing the jersey?
Of course I'm going to wear it.
I like it. So who are you going with? Sarah?
I'm going with Zach, who the people know from Stadium Pulse.
Oh, okay.
And my brother. Check it out.
Very good.
Nice.
So get out
and
there.
So, by the way, like I think, remember we were talking about the Bills and Jags fans all rooting for the Icemen tonight.
Yep.
They sold out their allotment, so I think you're going to see like a Bills section and a Jags section there.
I think it'll be pretty cool.
So that would be kind of fun.
It'll be weird being like so separate, but also cheering for the same team.
I know.
You know,
that is an odd part of that, right?
Hammy, do you have the hockey clip since we're on Hockey Talk right now, real quick?
Oh, I don't.
It's all good.
I don't.
Craziness.
Jordan
Bennington.
Oh yeah, you were showing Kasey. I didn't see it.
Dude was hiding.
Can you bring it up or not? Okay, yeah.
So I can definitely find it. It's just whether we're gonna get popped.
Oh, you're fine, man. For that.
Well, remember last time?
Well, to set the scene real quick.
They relinquished it.
They're fine. They understand that we do great work for the hockey world, so they're like, you know what? These guys,
in that case, I can find it very quickly.
These guys are bringing fresh Jacksonville eyes to our sport. Let's go ahead and let them keep doing their thing. Brent, to set it up real quick, Jordan Bennington, one of the best goaltenders in hockey, and as we talked about actually during a break, goaltenders can be psychos.
I thought you were going weird. Nope, psychos.
No, psychos.
They're like relievers in baseball.
They're a little crazy. Bennington was not having a good outing. I think at this point he gave up 7 goals.
We need sound on this.
Sound would be a little better, yeah. So he gave up 7 goals, and at that point it's like, hey, let's go ahead and put the backup in. The issue is that when you threaten to take out the best goaltender, the backup, who is just a backup, doesn't want to be the guy to do it, right? It's almost like, if it's not like baseball where the coach comes out and takes you out. No, like the goaltender.
Tap him out.
You gotta go tap him out. And this goaltender did not want to suffer the wrath of Bennington. Let's see if we got it here.
Montgomery said, hey, we're going to make a goalie change here. But they couldn't find Joel Hofer. Bennington didn't come out of the net. And then during that last commercial break, we were trying to locate Joel Hofer, and I think very close. Oh, there he is.
Dude, he ain't coming out.
Hiding.
Yeah, he doesn't want the wrath. He's like, forget this.
So is the story that he doesn't want to tap him out, or he just didn't want to go in?
I think the story is that he didn't want to tap him out. He didn't want to take out, but dude, it's one of the best goaltenders in the game. And like, once again, little psycho. So I don't think he felt like he wasn't in the spot to do that. So he's like, forget this. Let me just go hide and not be available on the bench when the coach is trying to switch him out. Hammy, one more time, can we see it? That's unbelievable.
Said, hey, we're gonna make a
Look at, where is he?
But
What's going on? Get Bennington out of here.
I was wondering what we were going to see.
And Bennington's like, because here's the thing. I'll tell you after.
We were trying to locate Joel Hofer, and I think we found him. Look very close. There he is.
Oh, there he is.
Because they called out for Bennington. He's like, I'm not coming out. And then it's obviously the backup goaltender's job to pull him out.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
he wasn't about to do that, man.
That's unbelievable.
Yeah, man.
It looks like
perfect.
you know, it reminds me of something like I don't know. I feel like I'm going to go T-ball here. It's like you're in your T-ball and you're like looking for the kid.
Yeah,
and he's like in the bathroom.
No, he's in
like,
the
I don't
slushy
want to
line.
go. Yeah, like and he's also like, I don't want to go in.
Yeah,
you know, like mom
in.
and dad want him to play.
Yeah.
But the kid's like, I don't want to go in.
He's,
Don't put me in.
chasing lizards in the dugout.
That's right. Yep. That's what it reminds me of. It's like the dude's just like, I don't want to go face this team.
Yeah. But no, and like, listen, I can get into it.
So was there anything more after, like, post-game?
Well, I mean, they got crushed, obviously. I think that was it.
I mean, if I was the head coach, though, if you're the head coach there, do you suspend the backup goalie? Like, where the hell are you, man? You can't just go hide.
He did.
Dude, I think he's a lot more afraid of Bennington than he is of his coach. You know,
Obviously.
like, yeah. It's crazy, man. But
I was
like,
thinking of that the other day, really, just how the like NHL, but really NBA, I was thinking this,
yeah,
and even Major League Baseball, but in the NFL specifically, college is a different animal, but in the NFL, how much the coach is front and center versus those sports.
yeah,
Like the NHL guy, I mean, I guess they all talk after the game, but you feel like the NHL guy, I mean, they might go through 3 coaches in the same year and whatever.
Yeah.
The NBA, we know the star players run the show.
Yeah.
Even the Kerrs of the world and the big name guys, they're not sitting there like, and they're the face. They're not.
Yeah.
Think about how Liam Cohen is like the face, almost equal as Trevor Lawrence.
Yep.
It just does not happen in the other sports.
It's wild, man. And like, once again, like, people don't realize I can go on a giant TED talk, but I'll wrap it up real quick. People don't realize, like, in that moment, the line that you have to walk with the goaltender.
Yeah.
Because Patrick Waugh, who arguably to some is the greatest goaltender of all time, was a Montreal Canadian. He's from Canada, played for the Montreal Canadiens as a match made in heaven. I think there was a playoff game, if I'm not mistaken. He gives up 9 goals, and the coach didn't pull him. And he wanted to come out. And the coach wanted to leave him out there to make an example. So after the 9th goal, they finally pull Patrick Waugh. He's obviously pissed off because he didn't get pulled sooner because he wanted to come out. They interview him after the game and goes, yep, that was my last game in Montreal. And essentially put on a precedent saying, I'm not playing for this team ever again. And then he got traded to Colorado, wins the Stanley Cup, rest is history.
So that's how that went down, huh?
That's how it went down. I mean, there was more to it. Like, he didn't like the head coach in general, but that was the last straw. Like, where he literally came off the ice, they interviewed him, he goes, I played my last game in Montreal. And he
You remember who the coach was?
I can't remember his name.
I
can Google it real quick.
Picture his name, but I'm going to say it wrong.
Tremblay.
Tremblay.
Yeah.
He was
Tremblay.
a T. I remember that.
Yeah.
I watched the Canadians and the Bruins all the time.
Oh, yeah.
Crazy. JDH here says Mia is reporting 100% attendance at Jags practice with Cole Van Lannon and Jarian back. So there you go.
Let's go and move that line a little bit, Vegas. Kidding. Well, I mean, maybe a little bit. I don't know. Maybe it gets you half a point. I think it's a big deal. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if it's a Vegas big deal.
No, I'm kidding.
Because they're still Googling Cole Van Lannon's name. You know,
it's a good point.
There's definitely that part of it. So,
but by the way, I feel like the old Jags, he would have got hurt and not come back for the season, just got paid. Like that's the old way of doing things. You know, like oh, of course we just pay the guy, and now all of a sudden he can't play anymore. Nope, we're good. He's back.
On the flip side, none of this is a surprise, I don't think. McDermott ruled out Maxwell Hairston.
Yep.
Terrell Bernard. Josh Palmer is questionable, who's not a needle mover by any means necessarily. But no DeMar Hamlin either. Obviously, he's been on IR. And then Matt Prater won't practice today, but obviously for a kicker, that's nothing new.
Did he kick yesterday?
Well, it still seems like he's going to be the kicker.
Are they going to carry both?
Tell you what, Matt Prater better keep his mouth shut.
I don't think he has kicked.
I'm kidding.
I don't think he's kicked all week.
Because they said he was going to kick a little on Thursday, and honestly, I don't remember. I don't know if he did or not, but
Do you think Matt Wright's giving information? What is there to give?
2021.
What is there to give?
It was a long time ago.
You think he was watching Josh Hines pass rush moves, thinking like, oh, he does this really, Nah.
Ryan Nielsen and Matthew Wright trying to. You should put up. Give me a meme. Somebody give me a meme. Those guys in like sitting down next to each other.
Oh, he's
telling McDermott what
snitching.
To do.
Yeah.
Says he did practice yesterday.
He did. So they
doesn't really say how much he kicked or didn't, but he practiced.
Well, good stuff. What do you think? You want to get to these Hard Rock bets or?
Yeah, let's do it. One quick note, it's obviously off-season hearsay and stuff, but I did want to mention with the Dolphins hiring of the new general manager, John Eric Sullivan, I believe is the name, a guy obviously that the Jags.
So did they hire him?
Yeah, they did in the 10 o'clock hour.
Hey, good for him. Jerry Sullivan's son.
Oh, right on.
Yeah.
Cool. Jerry's a great guy,
Jerry's
man.
awesome.
I think it was in like
He was a finalist for the Jags.
Yeah, he was.
At least he was in the conversation.
Is Jerry still? Well, was he still coaching?
No, actually, I'll give you a quick little sidebar. Hold on to that thought, Hamby. So I saw Jerry Sullivan in the airport a couple weeks ago.
Yeah.
And he was heading out to Arizona, still living in Jacksonville.
Okay.
And he's heading out to Arizona, and he was actually going to work with Larry Fitzgerald's son. Because
all right,
still at like 80 years old.
I'm buying stock in Larry Fitzgerald's son then, man, because that dude,
because
he's a guru.
Sullivan kind of made his fame. Probably even before that, but he worked very close with Larry Fitzgerald and therefore a lot of other receivers around the National Football League. Sullivan, I love him. He's one of my favorites. But pretty cool that his kid has really worked up his way in the personnel side of things. And now lands that job.
He's been with Green Bay, and I know we probably talked about this last year, but he's been with Green Bay since 2003.
Wow, that long.
Since he was like assistant to the assistant to the assistant.
Yeah. I mean, in many respects, just a longer way of kind of what Gladstone did with the Rams.
Right.
Right. I mean, not as long because he's younger, but similar way.
But anyway, people are saying, hey, he came from Green Bay. He's looking for a new head coach. Obviously, Campanile was just there. I wonder if he'll get interviewed. That's just off-season talk, but could be something.
That's actually not a bad call. That's pretty good lineage because he was in Miami before.
Yep.
The one thing I was struck about, and I said it in the coordinator interview, when we went down there for the practices, everybody always comes up. If you saw an old coach, you're going to shake your hand.
Without a doubt.
But it was kind of like the intentionality of it. The hugs were bigger, man. The smiles were bigger. You could really feel it with Camp and those Miami guys. And it had been a couple years because he had stopped in Green Bay first. So that's an interesting call there. Now, if you're Miami, do you need a culture setter or are you going like offense for whatever else happens next?
No, because keep in mind, this is the way the NFL works. Usually it's the course correction. You had the ultimate offensive-minded guy with not a lot of culture, just flashiness. I think Miami's looking for a little more grit now and toughness. I think Coach Campanelli would make a lot of sense. But I don't want to speak into existence.
Yeah. And it's been quiet. Have you guys, I don't know if everybody else has seen it or not. I haven't seen their names sprinkled in yet. Now, we just saw Joe Brady today, and maybe we'll get some of that this weekend. I think when you're in the playoffs, a lot of times like the Rappaport, Schefters, and others will start to have more names unfold during their coverage of these next 2 days. And so maybe the Udinskis and Campaniles, I still don't feel it, though, and this isn't a knock on them in any way. I just don't feel like they're going to get a gig this cycle. But I could be wrong.
Good.
Yeah, and that's a good thing. As I said there, I think Jacksonville's rooting against that.
Yeah.
What do you got? We got some.
Yeah.
Well, first of all, Hamby, you're already out.
Yeah, that's why I'm starting with myself because I've got one bet that's already
This
mixed.
dude's breaking all the rules. Hey, by the way, let me go ahead and put an early slip in last night out of nowhere.
Well, I felt like it would have been. I thought it was okay since there were limited games.
Sure.
And y'all know I don't bet
So what did
NBA
you
or
lose
anything
on?
else.
Under 57.
The under 57.
58. Missed
Well,
that
no.
much.
Miami scored more than 27 points.
Oh yeah, well
No,
that whole last play changed everything for you.
Right. It was that I had everything until that last drive, really. But that's all right. So that goes.
It does
and
go.
I just wanted to dwindle it down. Let's simplify it. Jags and Patriots money line. That's going to give me 10 to win 28.
Nice meat and potatoes pick there.
Yeah, that's another one. And then I'm incorporating Jags money line again, but with other props. I've got Josh Allen to throw a pick. That Jacksonville defense got to force one. And then Strange over 24.5. I mean, it's literally hit for me 5 out of 6 times this year. So I like the leg. I'm going to go ETN over 82.5 rushing plus receiving. I feel like he's going to get, a little bit more ground game. Not necessarily what he was getting, because this was a lock for him just rushing in the first, 2 months. So throwing a couple passes and we'll get there. And then James Cook over 1.5 receptions. I just don't see how that misses.
I mean, if they have problems running it, they still got to give him the ball, and he's a demon in terms of receiving too.
So obviously Josh Allen is the even odds one there, so that's really what's supplying all this juice. That's 4 to win 32. That's plus 700.
You didn't bring any of these down, like the James Cook one. That's the straight up, or did you bring it down or bring it up? You know what I'm saying?
I can't remember.
Okay,
I can't because I know
like Cook would be a little higher, but
ETN's was even odds.
Sure.
Josh Allen even odds. Jags money line even odds.
Okay.
Strange was bought down.
Okay.
Because that was at 35, and I don't know what James Cook's was.
Okay. Right on, man.
So,
are you worried about Cook out of the backfield from a pass catching standpoint? Because they'll dump it to those guys, right?
Oh yeah, a little
check
bit.
down and
a little bit, and I mean
clear everybody
once
out.
Again, if you go back to the Broncos game, I'm drawing a blank on his name. Dude from
RJ Harvey.
UCF. Thank you very much. RJ Harvey had 8 receptions?
Yeah.
Yeah,
I mean, there was somebody else earlier in the season. Maybe it was just a couple of Mahomes plays I was thinking of where they're just kind of tucked off to the side. But I think Allen does some similar things. They can stretch the field sideways because just clear everybody out at receiver. I think it is a tight ends and running backs kind of game that you've got to be aware of. I think this puts a lot of stress, and Lageman was saying that last night to us, a lot of stress on the linebackers from the Buffalo Bills.
Yeah, because they're going to key in on their tight ends for sure.
All right, here we go for me. I'm trying to get on the board
Let's
here.
put our shades on.
This is not really too ambitious, in my opinion.
Okay.
I got Indiana to win it. I lowered the over because here's the thing. I don't think Oregon's defense is going to do what they did against Texas Tech. So, and I think Oregon will score some too. I think they'll have the ability to do that.
Let's get a 2017 ball game.
Yeah, I don't feel that this time around. Could be. It could be. That's why Indiana can play it.
Yeah.
But I don't think that's Oregon back-to-back like that doesn't feel likely. But we'll see. Bears, I'm giving them some points to make it a close game. Just got to avoid the blowout for me. And then on Sunday, I'm staying away from the Jags game, by the way. I don't like to do that in these.
Sure.
And Eagles to win. I like the over there, too, because I think you can score 37 by yourself if you're the Eagles against that defense.
Yep.
The over-under is just like 44.5, so I lowered it. But it seems low when San Francisco's playing. The Rams, I lowered it by a touchdown. And then I think the Steelers will hang in, although it does scare you a little bit for me because I think that game does have some blowout potential. Like 20-3 could easily be the score of that football game.
Yeah.
But I'm going to side with the Steelers and giving them 10.5 points. And what should be probably more of a 20-16 type of game.
That's 10 to win 27. That's not bad.
Yeah, it's okay. I thought I didn't want to go crazy. I want to get on the board here in January.
Okay.
I wonder if, again, stayed away from the Jags game in general. I think a lot of people are going to go with the Rams in a blowout. I really don't feel the blowout coming.
The Panthers keep everything pretty close.
All right. So you guys heard it. Rams by 30.
They could. It used to
Hamby
be
and
when I was a kid.
Martineau.
I don't know how likely this is now. But when I was a kid, it felt like, or maybe even like a young adult, I don't know how long ago, it just felt like in the playoffs there was always a blowout in the opening round.
Yeah, for sure.
Yep. And
you're not wrong.
I think just whatever. The chess match didn't line up. Maybe it was 4 turnovers against someone just didn't play well.
Yeah.
I don't think we get that as much anymore. I feel like most of these games are usually pretty tight.
I mean, I'll tell you what, man, and once again, I have the Rams, but
I could be wrong, by the way.
If the Panthers somehow win that and the Jags win, and it's starting to. Can you?
My word!
Hey,
that would be.
Now
insane.
we're getting crazy with it. Now we're script writing.
All right, what you got?
Yep.
Whoa,
So
you're going for the big ones.
Good God.
Oh yeah, we're all good, man.
We're all good, man.
Yeah, we're all good. So I decided to opt out. Do I have any money on the board, by the way?
Nobody does. So we
Fantastic.
restarted in January.
Okay.
Actually,
Kasey Stoll's a
I got
dartboard.
screwed.
Sure.
Of course you did.
How did you get screwed? Because you didn't lose.
Well, okay, hold on. All right, full transparency. We didn't do anything in December. Like we didn't finish December.
Yeah,
Casey's
of course
L.
not.
Casey's second L came in November.
Yeah.
Oh, sure. Okay.
I had a.
That's because 2 of us lost in December.
Still
'Cause
waiting
there
for the
were,
Kasey corner, by the way, too.
Yeah, we went 2 weeks without doing it because of
Right,
the holidays.
and I think I had like $50, but
yeah, you were on the board in December.
I think Austen was on the board.
But nobody's on the board in
So we just started over.
Yeah.
Okay, so
And you're starting off with 2 bangers.
Just taking them all again. Oh, yeah, man. I mean, I'm always playing to win here. So I decided to opt out of the Oregon game just for the sake of my son. I probably truly felt
the
about
emotions
it.
out of it.
Didn't want to look him in the eye and like be cheering for Indiana during the game. So we decided to scratch the Indiana-Oregon game, but we're going to Sundays. So let's go with Kyron Williams over 66.5 yards rushing. And then to go back with that, I think that Carolina is going to play behind. If you're playing behind, you have to go to your go-to guy, and that has been Tet McMillan. So give me over 4.5. And then let's go ahead and couple that. This is a Saturday night special. Let's go over 61.5 yards, DeAndre Swift rushing, and then let's go and sprinkle on a Josh Jacobs touchdown because if Matt LaFleur is going to get fired, it's going to be doing so where Josh Jacobs at least gets in the end zone because that's his guy. All right? And then let's go to Sunday. Let's go with the Chargers and Patriots. Give me Justin Herbert passing touchdowns. I think the one thing that the Patriots can't do well is rush the passer, and I think if Herbert has some time, he can showcase his arm. So give me over 1.5 passing touchdowns, and then give me a Trayvon Henderson anytime touchdowns, which I'm nervous about because is it going to be Trayvon Henderson or Ramondre Stevenson? It's 1A, 1B. Both are basically the same. I picked Trayvon Henderson. I think there's better ways he can get in the end zone with catching and also running the football as well. And then let's go ahead and mix that up with a Travis Etienne rushing yards. Bills can't stop the run. I know they circle the wagons, but we're not in Yellowstone. And then over, let's go give A.J. Brown a touchdown because why not?
Why not?
Because, the 49ers have problems stopping the pass. I think if the Eagles want to make a run, they need A.J. Brown to be happy. How do you make A.J. Brown happy? Keep giving him touchdowns. 10 is going to net you 172. Man,
that's a bigger one.
Those are big ones.
That's a big one.
Hey,
Yeah,
by
that's
the
a
way,
big
I got some news in from the world of where did it just go?
What?
We got dinged already on the NHL video.
Are you serious?
Like
how does that happen?
Almost in real time, man. Yeah, they are.
How does that happen?
That's unbelievable.
We play college basketball, nothing. NBA, nothing. WNBA, they're begging for it more probably.
I mean, it was happened like in real time.
So what? So you got an email or what happened?
Yeah, an email.
Saying what?
It just said like
Well,
they
that's
flagged
fine.
it or whatever it says. Like I don't know. what it
Allegedly?
says.
Oh,
Yeah.
I gotta say allegedly.
Last time they took it back. I don't know if this time they will or whatever.
We didn't even whatever, man.
Well,
Okay.
You're welcome. We're pumping up the NHL. We need a little bit of it.
I guess we're done talking hockey in this show.
Seriously.
The
Casey's
bots.
got 2 bets, 2 $10 ones. He's got
Oh.
Josh Allen to score anytime touchdown and rushing. Bills to win, embracing the hater that he is.
He's such a villain.
And
know,
then Josh Allen over 24.5 rushing yards, which I
that's
can't be mad at that one.
What, he must have lowered that. That can't be his total, is
No,
it?
the total is usually 50. It's like 50 something for
Is it?
Josh Allen. Yeah.
So that's 10 to win 32.
Okay.
And then we got 49ers to win.
Wow.
Upset the Eagles and McCaffrey to score 2 tuds.
Well,
so if
he
they
will
win,
score 2
yeah.
if they win, probably.
Yeah.
That's a 10 to win 90 burger.
That would be.
And then maybe an A.J. Brown freakout too. Plus 500 there probably.
All right, 2 things real quick. Biggest surprise of the weekend. If like
What's going to happen?
Yeah, like who wins? That would be the biggest surprise. Let's take Carolina off the board. I think everybody would say Carolina. So outside of Carolina, what would be the biggest surprise? And you can include Monday night, but in the first round of these games.
That I think it's actually going to happen? Or do you mean just
No, like if we come in here
oh,
Monday, Tuesday.
well, yeah. Obviously, I think the biggest surprise would be Chargers.
Oh, you think with Chargers? Obviously.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
So you don't think the biggest?
I would be more surprised if the
Pittsburgh.
Chargers won than the 49ers, or the 49ers won, even though the spread's bigger.
Yeah.
I would not be shocked if the 49ers won at all.
Yeah, not on my
And that's the
list.
second biggest spread.
I think actually the Chargers have a decent chance to win the game. I would be
You've been on
shocked.
'em.
I think I'd be surprised the most if Pittsburgh wins against that defense. I just don't know how they're manufacturing it.
Yeah.
They might not need more than 17.
That's what I'm saying. How's Houston going to score?
Yeah, I mean they can. They have more ability, it seems like, to score than them. What about Jags? What's the final? I'll help you. I got 31-27 Jags.
Okay, Hamby.
Same score as last night's Ole Miss Miami game. by the way.
Yeah.
Yeah, I see. I'm going to go a little lower, but not by much. I'm going to go 27-24 Jags.
31-17. No one said it had to be close, everybody.
I like that.
No one said it had to be close.
I like that.
Everyone, I get it. Circle the wagons.
Hey, do you have the Jimmy Smith video
Let me see
that I sent you? Well, here, I'll tell you.
Is it not an old highlight film, is it? Because we'll get flagged for that as well.
No, but
okay.
Or either one. Just do the promo. I can tell people about the Jimmy Smith video. He's going to be at Kia tomorrow. I'll tweet it out as well. So if you guys are interested in checking out Jimmy Smith, and you can go over there. Let me just check the time on it. I want to make sure I get it right. Kia on Atlantic, I believe it is. Jimmy's been all over the place lately. Yeah, we're working on a documentary, I've heard, on Jimmy Smith, which would be a really good watch. So Kia on Atlantic it is, and that's right here in Jacksonville, and it will be at 11 o'clock tomorrow morning. So part of the Jags Fever. Check out Jimmy Smith at Kia on Atlantic tomorrow morning at 11 o'clock, and you can meet one of the Jags legends. By the way, we'll have Mike Peterson on our Countdown to Kickoff show live. He is doing the first Duval, so we'll have him on the show Sunday morning around 11:40 on CBS 47 as the interviews continue to fly in. What do you got? You got pregame show Sunday morning.
Oh, yeah, that's fine. I do a pregame show. But I was going to say, check out, who cares? Check out Jason Hamby at the Jacksonville Icemen game and maybe provide him some backup if it gets a little too physical in terms of some Sabres fans.
Let's do it. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Hamby, you got this video out of that national source?
Couldn't find it there, but I will have it for you in 30 seconds another way.
Don't worry about it. We'll kick it out on another thing. That's all right. We will we'll send you to break and get out of here anyway. Fun week so far. It keeps rolling on. 7 o'clock Jag Social tonight, 7:30 Chase for the championship. Action Sports Jacks primetime tomorrow, and then full coverage all day Sunday, and hopefully talking about a dub on
Let's
Monday.
do this, man. I'm excited, Brent.
Yeah, me too. Everybody's fired up.
Pumped.
Paul Dozier said it best. Man. He's like, this might be he's looking forward to this game more than any he can remember.
Yeah.
There have been some good ones recently. I think this is going to be a fantastic football game, and hopefully the Jags get it done on Sunday. Enjoy it, everybody. Thanks for hanging with us. Most of us know how to throw. But you need to know what to throw. I'm not talking about footballs, baseballs, softballs. We're talking about those items you need to recycle. Republic Services explains it easy. Recycling simplified. 1. Know what to throw. When in doubt, throw it out. 2. Empty, clean, and dry those materials. It takes an extra minute, but it makes a big difference. And 3. Don't bag it. This makes the recycling process faster and more efficient. This is a look at the Republic Services North Florida Recycling Center. You can make this process even more efficient. By utilizing those 3 steps, Republic Services can help you become a better recycler in your home. Learn more at recyclingsimplified.com.
What a throw! Touchdown, Jaguars! We're coming for you.
They're going to get him on the ground, and that's going to end the ball game.
We show no mercy.
Lawrence looking deep in the end zone. Touchdown!
Duval! ETN is going to take it all the way! Right here on CBS 47. CBS 47.
Right here.
Your official station of the Jacksonville Jaguars.
And the Jaguars strike first.
Go Jags.
You have the opportunity to explore what you might want to do with your life.
There's so many opportunities here that it can spark interest that you didn't even know you had.
If you don't see a pit, it ain't legit. When you hear that, you think Bono's Pit Barbecue, a staple in Northeast Florida now for 75 years. A place that feels like home with friendly service, a meeting place for friends, family, or business occasions. On the menu, the corn nuggets are a favorite in our house, but there's something for everyone. Sandwiches, platters, salads, sides, desserts, and family feasts. You see Bono's all over the place in Northeast Florida. You know, there are almost 20 locations in the Jacksonville area now, so stop on by, sit down, and dine in with Bono's. You can also take it to go. There are drive-thrus in many of the locations, and they have delivery options too. Just download the Bono's app to make things easy. I signed up for the loyalty program, and you can too, to get special offers. If Jacksonville is home, few things feel more Jacksonville than Bono's Pit Barbecue. Celebrate 75 years and many more to come. Bono's Pit Barbecue. If you don't see a pit, it ain't legit.